Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today picking up where I left off in the club meetings mod for Doki Doki Literature Club, and welcome to the stream, Dev. You're here before I even started. Baksuki? Live, indeed. Yeah, we seem to have, in the last episode we resolved or seemingly resolved, the conflict between Sari and Monica. Maybe we'll get back to Natsuki and Indeed. Starting the Natsuki season, finally, lol. Yeah. Welcome to the stream, ProCube. I do feel like I want to comment on the resolution to the Sari Monica conflict, because it's oh hey, Peachy Sweet and Technity, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Okay, this is the hello. Yeah. Because funny thing, Doki's Literature Clubs. Funny thing about that final conversation leading into the ice cream thing, like to an outside observer, it might seem like really anticlimactic resolution after all the build-up. Because after all the the initial anger and the tension and all that, they just come back together and they're kind of like, "You want to be friends again? Yeah, okay, cool. Do you want to talk about it? Nah." Let's have ice cream. It's it's like I said, regarding sometimes the best way past awkward moments is to just pretend it didn't happen and just speed on right past it. Just have a mutual understanding and acceptance that we're just not gonna talk about it. For some people, that's the ideal resolution, and rehashing it is just rebuilds tensions again, And I think it's important to note that conversation that they had was only possible because of the time they spent alone doing their own bit of soul searching, like if Sari had come to Monica early on, if Sari tried to come to Monica before that, Monica might have been I don't know, just crying and gushing apologies or whatever, or if Monica tried to go to Sari, she just would have been a ball of rage. Each of them needed their own moment to do their own bit of figuring themselves out. Monica sort of needed to come to peace with the I don't know, I guess with the guilt that she was feeling, and and recognize that she still wanted to keep the friendship, and Sari's also kind of needed to recognize that she wanted to keep the friendship, and that she went overboard, and that it was the friendship was still worth keeping despite all the harsh emotions and all that, using the Monica after story mod, and now she doesn't like me. Oh no. What did you do? Did you forget to say goodbye to her or something? How many big DDMC figures have never played Mass? I played it really early on when it was new-ish. It didn't have nearly as many features as it does now. It was sort of a passing fascination at the time, and then I just kind of quietly forgot about it. I know it's gotten a lot of updates since then. I mean, it was 5 years ago that I played it. Anyway, where was I? Some part of me is kind of feeling uneasy about it, because it feels like there should have been a conversation about, okay, yes, great, we're going to leave in the past, but for future reference, if it comes up that you're mad at me, can we deal with it without a public shouting match? Can we figure out a way to just handle this better in the future? I feel like it makes me uneasy because there wasn't that conversation. On the other hand, who knows? Maybe they had that conversation afterward. They did have a sleepover afterward. Yada yada yada. So maybe they talked about a lot of things. Who knows? Maybe they got to a point where they were more comfortable and somebody slipped that into the conversation somewhere. Who knows? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Dev has just sort of skirted past issue and like a scene which I might have been interested to see, and you just sort of have to accept that it was resolved in between scenes. Kept on saying I was going to take her somewhere, and then I didn't, and now she's just giving me this blank stare and not saying anything. Oh dear. Well, good luck with that, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to advise you. I think I've heard people say there's an option to give her to apologize to her or something. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, part 9 of season 2. So 9 plus 12 is 21. So we're going into episode 21. Natsuki seeks advice from Miss Ida. Oh, interesting. Yuri and Natsuki attempt a heist. Oh yeah. We're gonna find out how that's gonna go. They're gonna raid the student council office. Hey, can I ask you something? I know the game hasn't really started yet. It's probably weird just looking at a void. It's just something that's been weighing on me a little. I've been thinking about things that have been going on recently and what my role is in this world. But there's something I need to know, and I hope you'll answer honestly. Why did you delete me? For what you did to the others, you were insane just to finish the game. I never did. I mean, honestly, just to finish the game. It's content. I stuck around on the Act 3 screen for a while, long enough to look at a bunch of Monika's dialogue, and until it got to the point where she's repeating, "Oh, hey, here's where my character file is, yada yada yada," and it's pretty clear. Okay, I mean, it was pretty obvious that the game is trying to prompt me in the direction of delete her file, delete her file. Who plays lots of blackjack? What? Anyway. Oh, hey, and Slayer Rabbit's here. Welcome to the stream. But yeah. So 21 and okay. Blackjack episode. I get it now. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, Dev keeps hinting at this is building to Monika trying to develop a more healthy relationship / attitude towards the player, not be quite so obsessive. And it's you know, it would yet the poem game is 20 words. I can sort of see that the conflict with Sayori could be a catalyst for Monika to reevaluate her whole attitude to the player and so on, because you know, although Sayori's blow up occurred at the yellow wallpaper moment, it's pretty clear like she was already fuming when Monika wrote her poem, you know, the last cupcake poem, about how happy that all her friends were dead, you know. So like, I can sort of see that that could have prompted some soul searching on Monika's part. That, you know, maybe she needs to reevaluate how she feels about that whole thing. Of the firm belief that the poem game should have had 21 is perfectly divisible by 3. Yeah. Well, hey, you know, maybe it's, well, aside from being a round number, I mean, it probably helps in some ways to not be divisible by 3, because you're supposed to only end up with one person each thing. Oh well. Anyway, moving right along. I'm gonna click on justify. You were insane. That's not nice. Well, I mean, it might be true, but it was still not nice. I never did. Yeah, the mass pilled option. I'm gonna go with just to finish the game. Excuse me. Someone Reddit was wondering what's currently going on with my mod, and even rated it too. But felt both surprised and heartwarmed from learning it. It's cool. It's cool. The game prioritized Sayori anyway, so yeah, true. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I always forget that's what we are to you. I know it must seem weird that I forget after all this time as a club president, but you have to remember that to me it's just my life. It must seem to you that we're just characters in a story, and I guess we are, really. It's just a little shocking to me every time, especially that you kind of killed me because of that viewpoint. I mean, I get it. I totally do. I don't blame you. Well, I mean, you you did the same, Monica. Like, you're not in a position to judge. After all, it's not like I didn't also delete people because I thought they weren't people. But it turns out that characters in here are people, at least they are to us, or at least some of the characters are people. That's kind of what I'm grappling with. Sorry, I know you don't understand. It's just a thing I'm struggling with internally, but thanks. Talking helped a little. I'll get the game actually going again now. Read the setting executing. Well, it kind of seems like you want to talk about it. Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of do. But also, I'm not sure I really should. You've got a lot of your own emotional work you always gotta do, and I feel like venting to you is like kicking someone while they're down. Yeah, well, I mean, setting aside the fact that, obviously nobody has trauma in the literature club, if everyone assumes I can't talk about my trauma because everyone else also has trauma, then no one will ever talk about anything. No one, exactly. Oh well, anyway, moving on. You know what my therapist says? He says to me, all your dysfunction is about you, but you're worried it's about everyone else. Hmm. And he keeps telling me that all my real problems have to do with how I see myself. And I just kind of make it about everyone else as a way to have it make sense in my head. But he also says that when it comes to other people, I'm one of the best functioning humans he's ever seen. And he's damn right. Sorry, you are one of the most empathetic, nicest people, like, ever in the history of anything. And you always help so much. Oh wow, that's some strong compliments from Natsuki there. Seems almost out of character. Exactly. And that means that you shouldn't feel bad about getting support from me, doesn't it? Oh man, I got rhetorically played. Nah, I'm in a silly mood. It makes it feel weird to talk about Fuyuki, but um, yeah. Uh-oh, her eyebrows disappeared. She just called me and told me just like that. She said, I have cancer. I'm probably only going to live a month or two. And then she said, they say there's no way I'm going to live. And you haven't even felt sad, have you? Just constant shock? Well, I feel sad sometimes, but that's because I feel like I'm supposed to. And sometimes it just happens. Mostly it happens because I'm thinking like, man, I only have a month or two left with my sis, and I should talk to her and be with her as much as possible. But instead, I'm stuck here pretending like life is normal. Because I can't stop going to school until like death is imminent, apparently. So I just call her and text her as much as I can, but I still feel guilty. Yeah, how'd you know? And that's how I'd feel if I were you. Gotcha. Yeah, guilty. Like, every second I spend not talking to her, I'm just like, F, you're wasting super precious time, but I know she needs rest and she can't be talking to me all the time. So there's more guilt. It sounds like you don't talk to her all the time because that's what's good for her. So you're looking out for her. You shouldn't feel bad about that. Yeah, but, like, I'm selfish. I want to hoard all the time I have left with her. And even when I get to talk to her, it's like, I know it's almost over. I miss her even at the same time I'm talking to her. Miss her in advance? Yeah. I feel guilty because it's like I'm ruining my own time with her and I shouldn't even care about whether or not I'm okay with the time we spend together. And it should be about her and what she needs. I mean, in a couple months I'll have moments to spend on other stuff at least. And she'll... Yeah, I get it. It's probably very hard for her. That doesn't mean it's not hard for you, silly. You're going through a thing that really sucks too. And and if things happen like you expect, you don't have anything left to worry about. And you will. So you need to validate your own. I forget the way my therapist puts it, but you need to be nice to yourself and not be mean to yourself or not let yourself feel like you can't feel bad. It'd be weird if you didn't feel bad. So be good to yourself, Natsuki. You're allowed to feel bad and cry and stuff. Yeah, I get you. Sometimes I don't feel like it. So I guess that's a way that I take care of myself by trying to make myself be positive. And it just gets exhausting being sad all the time. So when I'm around you guys, I just like things to be the way they have been, instead of you guys being all sad and trying to console me. Yeah, that's allowed too. Just be patient with us. It's kind of an awkward subject and not everyone will know how to feel, especially not MC or Yuri. Probably Miss Ida doesn't know us well enough to get it, and even Monica sometimes doesn't get stuff like this. Yeah, I know. You guys, all your silly reactions to stuff is part of what I love about you, so it's all good. Well, I should probably get to class. Sorry, Natsuki does not use half measures about her rhetoric. Keep this mod going. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I don't want to like hurt the emotion of the moment or anything, but it's like I still have a lot of like world building questions about this sort of thing. Like, because they're in the time loop where they're reliving the same year over and over again. It kind of raises questions like, why did Fuyuki get cancer this year but not the previous year if it's the same year? Um, and if people aren't aging here but they're still dying, does that mean you're going to run out of people? Like, can you still like have people be born and does the baby grow? Does the baby age to replace the next generation? Or I don't know. These are things I wonder about. Or when the year resets, is Fuka going to come back to life again? I don't know. I probably should. Maybe I shouldn't be speculating about this. I still. I mean, again, the world building is generally fuzzy and like. It's not nothing against Dev for that aspect of it. It's I'm still sort of stuck in that mindset of like, it's hard to feel if there's weight to someone's death when we've already seen people get brought back from death multiple times. And it's just, I mean, surely Natsuki's got to be thinking along those lines. Like she's already, you know, she played through the game. She already saw Sayori and Yuri die. Really messes me up that death is established but not birth. Yeah. I'm sure the simulation handles it. Haha, yeah. Possibly that people die, but it's like this Groundhog Day scenario. People come back anyways, and I was like, who knows? I'm gonna move on. Yeah. Take good care of yourself. Yeah, I will. You too. Tell MC better keep treating you well, or I'll kick him. Kick in his face. Okay. I will. In slightly different words. Monica is walking down the hallway. Hi, Tormuse. Having a good day today? Hi, hey, Monica. Hi, MC. On your way to talk to Miss Ida? No, I just have my next class in this building. Oh, right. Cool. Awkward pause. Is something on your mind, MC? Well, yeah, actually. I wanted to tell you, thanks. Okay, wow, that tripped me up for a second. Oh, the fact that she started saying hi Tormuse as in the player, and then MC came along because they're separate characters. Is that what tripped you up? Anyway, moving on. For being so understanding about the whole Sayori thing. Oh, well, of course, MC. I understand that she's going through a lot, and I get why she felt the way she did a few weeks ago. It was really not a problem at all. Yeah, I know. It's just that she was really mean to you, and she didn't really mean it. I know you know that already. I know she's already apologized to you and stuff, but she can be kind of flighty, and she's distracted with other stuff right now, like the whole thing with Natsuki. But as her boyfriend, I thought maybe it was my responsibility to let you know that it meant a lot to her, more than she's probably said. And she's really grateful. So, I got you this, on behalf of both of us. Oh? MC hands Monica a large notebook filled with loose sheets of paper? Hey, Encodero's here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How dare MC interrupt your conversation with Monica? Hahaha, yeah. Uh, how you doing there? I saw you streaming earlier, playing that Master Detective game I saw. I'm sorry I didn't say hello, but how's that thing going? You solve any more murders? Anyway, let's just see. It's a notebook? Yeah, but it's filled with really high quality writing paper. Really high quality sketchy stuff, you know? That's very thoughtful, MC, thank you. But really, you didn't need to do anything, especially not on Sayori's behalf. She doesn't owe me anything as far as I'm concerned. Stuff like this happens, it's part of being friends. It's going well, I solved the case, hey! In fact, I called nearly everything, hey, cool, good for you. Yeah. Yeah, I remember at the end of the last stream I saw you were like you weren't sure where to even begin with that one. So yeah, cool. Anyway, and being understanding of what Sayori's going through and what might give her a tough time is also part of being friends. Yeah, being understanding. I mean, I said before, I'll say it again. Like, the characters in this VOD are surprisingly understanding. I mean, I know I got hung up on the lobotomy thing, but it was like, really? They gave Sayori presidential powers after that? Like, really? Anyway, moving on. I don't expect any thanks for that. Well, except as thanks just from me then. As thanks for doing things that make my girlfriend feel good about herself. I will, MC, thank you. You make sure to take good care of her. I will. Oh, and by the way, that reminds me. Hmm? Well, what's this look? Ah! Hi, do not ask me about my sister, and don't ask me how I feel about my sister. I am fine. Sure thing? People been bothering you about it? They sure as hell have. First, Sarah did, although okay, I guess I kind of invited it, and she was really nice, of course. Then Miss Ida wanted to talk about a bunch of stuff, and then just now in the girls' bathroom. Wait, hang on a second. What did Miss Ida want to talk to you about? Well, what happened was... Uh-oh, flashback time. From the identity of the nail man to the fact that the third case was a copycat killer, and even the copycat killer's identity. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, had a feeling it was a copycat thing. Anyway, moving on. Oh, there you are, Natsuki. I've been looking all over for you. I heard about your sister. Oh, wait, how did you know about that? I don't like a bunch of random people knowing about my personal stuff. Your dad called the school. He asked the school to make sure you were alright and check in on you. Now I'm trying to solve the case of who shot... What? Shot the homeless guy in a meth argument by the lake? Okay. I'm guessing it's a reference to something I'm not getting. Is that like Breaking Bad or something? I honestly don't know. I haven't watched that show, if that's what it is. And if it's a different reference, I'm a bit lost. Anyway, moving on. Just real life case I'm working on? Oh, okay. I mean, I haven't forgotten that Dev's a lawyer. I just usually bring the work into the conversation here. I just sort of assume that like half the stuff they say is a joke anyway. the Quinners and Quincy. I remember that show. Okay, moving on. Of course he did. Can't just like do parenting himself and look after me on his own. Gotta make sure someone else does for him. I think he called because he cares about you, Natsuki. I don't know how things are between you and him, but I'm sure you probably know that things are hard for him too. They must be. He's losing a daughter just like you're losing a sister. So maybe go easy on your old man a little bit, huh? Things have been hard for him for like 5 effing years, though. 5 years? Is that when the divorce happened? Language, Natsuki. Sorry, I mean, it's fine. I'm not going to get mad, especially given what you're going through, but I don't care too much about swears anyway. You don't care about it, but you're gonna chastise someone who's grieving about the potential loss of her sister anyway? Okay. Well done, Miss Ida. Slow clap. Let her cook for a second, yeah. Don't tell anyone, but sometimes I swear myself, you know. I just want to make sure no one else around here hears you yelling profanity and gets you in trouble for it. But anyway, go on. Your dad has been acting like things are hard for 5 years. Yeah, just constantly not able to deal with me. Like sometimes he's nice, he does thoughtful things for my birthday and stuff, but usually he's just kind of distant and not there. He kind of just depends on me to take care of myself, and it's been like that for a while. He just is always acting like his life is too hard. Is it? Hmm. Yeah, I guess it kind of is. I mean, some of the problems are because of things he did. Ah, yes, self-inflicted problems. Like the whole situation with him and mom. I understand, but not everything. Definitely not the whole thing with Fuyuki right now. So, yeah, I guess it has been hard for him. Just that he ends up making it hard for me, because he doesn't always support you. Yeah, that's right. Hmm. Do you feel like, because of that, you resent having to support him in a hard time? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But I know I shouldn't be like that. I don't know about the shoulds. I mean, I mean, he's the adult. I mean, I guess technically she's an adult too, but I should be there for him as much as I can, even though he's not always there for me. And there's your sister to think of also. Well, yeah, what do you mean? Well, my dad always used to say a family together provides more strength than the individual members of the family. And right now, your sister needs a lot of strength and support. So I think the more you and your dad can both be there for her together, the better off she'll be. And you and your dad will be able to be there for her more if you're there for each other. I just considering she hardly talks to Natsuki and presumably doesn't know her dad at all. She's I don't know. I'm a little iffy about the amount of advice she's giving, considering Natsuki going on about being unwilling to talk about it. Anyway, okay, we'll see where it goes. And I can control my half of it at least that you're saying. Yes. I think that going out of your way to be supportive of him makes him more likely to do the same for you. So it creates a nice positive feedback cycle. Yeah. I used to try and go out of my way for him when I was younger to try to get him to love me more, I guess. But I stopped a long time ago when it didn't work. Yeah, relatable. Sadly. Or at least it seemed like it didn't. Maybe now's a good time to try again, for Yuki's sake. I think that's a pretty wise way to think about it. Yeah, maybe. What's your sister like, Natsuki? If it's something you want to talk about, that is. Yeah, it is. She's really brave. That's like her defining thing. She's never scared. Not even now. Or at least she never lets on that she's scared. I didn't really understand how brave she was at first, but she used to be a boy. Yeah, I wonder if that was going to come up. No, Michael left and broke out the Lamau. Whoops. There's a 5-page email about it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. When you say broke up, is it like the permanent thing? Like she sent gave a goodbye note and all that? I've seen people post in the community like if you screw up badly enough, like she gives like a permanent goodbye, but before that's a note, okay, yeah. But they're like, I don't know. I think there are things you can do to patch things up. I don't really know the details, but you can probably I think there's a subreddit. I think the subreddit is called r/mass fandom, like capital MAS and then the word fandom. Uh, all the really experienced mass players, Monica Afterstory players are there. They can probably someone can give you advice if you wanna if you wanna win her back. Although you can probably just reset the game. No, don't talk about the vast subreddit. Oh, whoops. Oh no, did I open a can of worms there or something? I this has not been this is not intended as an endorsement of that subreddit. Maybe I shouldn't encourage that sort of obsessive um, fanaticism. Probably better off resetting, but yeah, probably. Anyway, moving on. Yes, so I've heard. Well, after she came out, a lot of things happened. People are really cruel to her. I'll bet. That whole process does not seem easy. It really isn't, but it was like she didn't really notice that she went along the same way she always had. What way is that? Well, she was, I don't want to misgender her, but I think you'll get what I mean. She was always kind of a bro, you know? I think I do get what you mean. Yeah. Just really positive, always called me sis, really athletic, really popular. I always wanted to be like her because, like, she was popular and funny and athletic, but also she was nice to everyone. Sometimes people like that are cliquey and can be mean, but not her. And she was always there for me, especially after mom and dad broke up. I don't know how I would have gotten through all that without her. I was really stressed when she went to college. I mean, we already weren't seeing each other too much because she was living with mom and I was living with dad. I guess I was just worried that she would get this new college life and we'd drift apart or something. But I think she knew that I was worried about that, and she went way out of her way to make sure we stay close. Before she got sick, we would call and text almost every day. She's basically one of the best people I know. And she sounds wonderful. Yeah, she is. I just wish people would focus on that part of her still. Like, if she leaves. I don't want my last memories of her to be all sad and terrible, because that's just not who she is, you know? Yes, I think I understand. And I think you'll make whatever memories you have with her memorable in the good way, no matter how many of those memories are left. So long as you keep yourself strong and happy, your sister will be strong and happy too, it sounds like. It sounds like. Hey, thanks, Osaida. Yeah, you're a pretty smart cookie sometimes. I certainly try. So, oh, music's fading. Can I ask your opinion about another thing? Of course, Natsuki. Anything you need. Well, I was just gonna say, is this gonna be about Yuri? When you like someone, but you really don't want to tell them, how do you how do you deal with that? Well, that's certainly not what I expected. I'm not sure why you'd ask me, though. Yeah. I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to love. Quite far from it, actually. I'm actually really tragic when it comes to boys. Why me? Yeah, it's just, I liked your thinking as to one of my big problems with the family. Hmm. Since you said I feel bad. Hmm. Yeah. Do you think love can bloom even on the battlefield? See, like, this is why I don't assume you're talking about work, Dev. You make joking comments like this, which appear to be references to something I'm not getting. Uh, is playing Natsuki's version of Okay Everyone. It's such a cute rendition of the song. Metal Gear Solid reference. Okay, yeah. Hey, it's Hey Chat. Hey, welcome to the Lord Casero. Welcome to the stream. So I was talking to Natsuki at my law office the other day. Yeah. Yeah. Shoot, there's something to say. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sort of wondering about. There hasn't been any comment about what kind of like cancer treatment Fuyuki is getting. Like, is she at this? I mean, they talk about like stage 4 terminal cancer, and they're not expecting her to live for more than a couple months. But it's like, is she at the like the palliative care stage? Like, there's um there kind of comes a point at when you're in like not that I'm an expert on this sort of thing, but I do have some medical expertise, not related to cancer, but like there comes a point when you're like you've only got so much time left, and there's a question of quality of life, and you can like take like you know what I mean? Okay, how do I put this? Like, there's a point where when death is inevitable, and it's a question of, do you want to like take chemo, which really sucks. It really taxes your system, but like it might give you a bit more time, but it's gonna suck the whole time. Or you can just like forgo treatment and just let nature take its course and like live a short time, but at least maybe you can enjoy yourself a little more during that time. You know what I mean? Like you're it's like when it comes to that kind of cancer, you reach a point where you have to gauge if you want quality versus quantity kind of thing of the your remainder of your life, which is okay. This is a very morbid topic, but I sort of kind of I mean, it's established that Fuyuki is in the hospital and needs a lot of rest. It kind of makes me think that she's going through chemo. Like, question of adding more days to your life or adding more life to your days. Hey, that's a good way of framing it. Thanks, Codair. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of yeah. I kind of get the impression she's going the chemo route, and she's probably trying to not yeah, not a pleasant thing. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. So I think I get your opinion on the other. Hold on a second. I just remember this is a flashback where Natsuki's explaining what Miss Ida asked about. I have a hard time imagining that Natsuki would share this part of the conversation with Monica and MC. How much of this is she actually sharing? Anyway, I don't mind much what your success level is, I guess. I just like to know what someone more experienced thinks. So, who's the lucky guy? Ah, how heteronormative. The identity will remain completely confidential. Why? Well, I kind of don't want to tell. It probably would be, it wouldn't be socially acceptable. Hmm. Okay, so I wanted to talk to her about the crush I'll never tell you guys about. Yeah. And I've reset it, but I won't ever forget what I did. Aw. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, anyway. What is that supposed to mean? Sorry, what did she say again? Would be socially acceptable? Yeah. You're not in trouble, are you? Is it some really older guy or something? Ooh, yeah, actually that would be a concern if I mean, from Miss Ida's perspective, a student is coming to her and saying this. That is something that she would have to be concerned about. Flashbacks are a useful scene to add. Yeah. Why wouldn't it be acceptable? No, it's nothing like that. Nothing weird or unsafe. It's just something that would be weird socially, like high school weird social groups. People would talk. Ah, say no more. Yeah, but even so, why not just tell your crush privately? Maybe that's the best way to deal with things, even if I'm terrible at it myself. You have crushes? Well, sure, of course. Teachers are still people. Yeah, it's just hard to think of any of you getting crushes. Anyway, there are a few reasons. One is that I'm afraid people will find out, and I'm not sure if I want that. Especially my dad, he would freak out if I got into any kind of relationship. The overprotective type, huh? Yeah, I guess. But also there's my own pride, I guess. Like, I never really wanted to like this person, and now that I do, I don't want to admit it. Even to myself. I get it. Yeah, this person, not using gender-neutral language. I wonder if Miss Ida's going to catch on. But Natsuki, that's not how emotions work. You don't usually get to choose, even for yourself. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, yeah. This highly unspecified person, yeah. You just feel things. And while it's up to you how you can act on those feelings, it's not up to you whether you feel them. That's what I always say. I mean, using different I frame it differently, but I usually phrase it as you can't help how you feel, but you can help how you act on how you feel. Anyway, so you should think, if I know this feeling isn't going anywhere, what am I going to do about it? Yeah, that's the question. What am I going to do about it? Well, let me ask you this. Do you at least trust the person you have your crush on? Yes. Hmm. Then I don't see any reason not to tell him. Oh, she didn't catch on. She's using heteronormative language again. Whoever it is, if you have that level of trust, they can probably keep it a secret if you want. That's probably true. Yeah, I'll think about it. Thanks again, Miss Heidi. Really cool to talk to. Why, thank you. I only ask this in return. If you think I'm trustworthy and can help solve problems like this by talking, I can be there for you and the literature club about whatever weird thing that happened that you're hiding. If you or any of the others need support or help, I can give it. It's my job. And I'd love to be able to help in whatever way I can. Yeah, I understand. It's just not something we can just tell you. Kind of wish it were just something ordinary and horrible that we could tell you. What have you forgotten? Which wasn't it? I've already forgotten the layout of who was of the which opinion. I know Monica was adamant that they shouldn't tell her, and MC was indifferent. I've already forgotten the spread of the other characters. Was Natsuki one who wanted to tell her or didn't want to tell her? Monica and Natsuki are team no tell. Okay, yeah. Yuri and Say are team tell. MC is neutral. Yes. Okay. I knew the spread was something like that. I just couldn't remember which way it went. Anyway. Yeah. Like, I don't think we've really heard all of the reasonings behind Monica went into detail about reasons for not telling her, but I don't think we've actually heard Natsuki's series and Yuri's reasonings for not telling her. Oh well, anyway, moving on. Like, one of us is being abused or something, that would make things a lot simpler, but it isn't anything like that. It's a lot weirder, I guess. Hard to believe still. Like, in some ways it's a lot better than something terrible like abuse or whatever, but in some ways it's worse. Well, whatever it is, I wish you guys would trust me with it so I could help. I don't think it's so much that we trust you or not, or at least that's not how I see it. It's more like we don't want to hurt you with it. Even if it's something I'm willing to sign up for. Monica, protect Ida, avoid proliferation of this information. Yeah. Natsuki, you want to keep the Literature Club as it is? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but like, you're saying that even though you don't know what it is. Maybe that's a risk I'm willing to take. If I don't want to push you guys into it, I trust you guys to make your own decision properly. Thanks. Of course. Oh. Okay. I thought we were... I mean, that flashback was framed as starting from Natsuki talking to Monica and MC, so I just assumed that after the flashback, it was going to flash forward again, and Natsuki's going to be like, and that's what happened. But I guess not. It wasn't so much a framing device as, like, I don't know, it's like half of a frame, and the rest of the frame was missing. Denied, indeed, yeah. Natsuki, she just talked to me about my sister and some other stuff. The end, yeah. Anyway. Switching to Yuri, I guess. Let's see. There should be just enough time. Yuri slips into the student council room and closes the door behind her. Uh-oh. Heist in effect. Maybe Natsuki was distracting Miss Ida. Not enough time now to do what Natsuki wants us to do, but I should be able to make things a little easier for later. Yuri has brought a number of pieces of folded paper with her. She goes around the room, placing them discreetly inside open cabinet locks and door locks. What? Placing pieces of paper? What? There. Should make things a little easier tonight. Yuri pauses for a moment. Tell you your footsteps. I better make myself scarce, just in case. Hi, Yuri. Hello, Mina. She doesn't usually come by as part of the school. Yeah, she's a pretty cool person, though. Never met her. Anyway, let's get to business. We don't have a lot of time to work with during this break. The student council members go into the room. A moment passes. Couldn't hurt to hear what they're talking about, but I've done enough, I think. I'm already very much past the line of permissible conduct by tampering with their locks. But then, maybe that's a reason to keep going since I've already broken some rules. Oh, wait a second though. Didn't Yukio just say that I was a pretty cool person? Yukio presumably is the name of the treasure? Okay. He did. No one at the school has ever thought of me as cool before, outside the literature club, of course. And even they probably mean it. Even they probably mean it in an ironic but friendly kind of way. Is this even though they probably mean it, or this does not appear to be a sentence. With the lit club fight sequel, yeah. Or maybe I'm maybe I'm parsing it weirdly. And even they probably mean it in an ironic but friendly kind of way. But Yuko doesn't know me directly. He must only know me by reputation, so that must mean the sentiment is a common one. Unless it's just something he's just saying to sound nice to his colleagues. I suppose that is a distinct possibility. There'd be a few factors to consider then. The little time skip, and Yuri is still overthinking it. Even they probably mean it in an ironic way. Yeah, okay. Of course, that kind of social pressure is fairly rare, but it's still a possibility. And then there's also the possibility that one of them would be inclined to... Yuri, you're still here. Yes, I forgot something earlier, and I had to come back. I have to go now, though. Bye. She is pretty strange, though, huh? Yeah, I guess. No, lots of strange people are really nice, though. What do you like her or something? What? No, dude, I can say someone is nice without liking them. Yeah, nice is like the world's most generic compliment. That's what you say to about someone it's what you say about someone you don't like, quite frankly. He totally likes her. Yukio and Yuri. Is this the Yu ship? Treasurer lore. No one but the yeah. Okay, moving on. You guys. Yeah, let's focus up. You have work to do. Huh, no one else here yet. Lots of time to think about yourself. Or I could redirect and think about what we're doing in club today. Though I guess a lot of it is stuff that we have to do outside the presence of Poseida. I hope Natsuki is feeling alright today too. Oh, a text. I know I said I was going to commit to being on time, but there's a really important thing that has to be done today. I'll be a little late. You can get the club started without me. It probably is really important if she's texting it in advance. Huh, she hasn't cleaned up the room like she usually does. Oh well, just an opportunity for me to be useful. One of the rare ones. Yeah. And done. That does look a little better. Is there a sweat drop there? That there unintentionally? Or maybe that was just from the exertion? Yeah. I feel tired now, though. Yeah, she's been working. There you go. You're out of energy. You did literally any work which makes you exhausted immediately. You can't deal with being productive or helpful. You don't have it in you. I just need a pick-me-up of some kind. Maybe a snack. Oh, but Monka's not here to do the snack basket. And I don't know where that is. Well, too bad for you, then. I guess it's time to feel like shit. Hi, Cinnamon Bun. MC! MC kisses Sayuri firmly on the lips. Firmly. How's my favorite girl in the whole world today? Better now. Did you see anyone else coming? I ran to Natsuki on the way in. She needed to make a bathroom stop first, though, she said. But she was really excited about her mod. I think she's really happy with how it came out. Oh, we're going to get more baking with Natsuki, or did she do something different this time? Adorable. Yeah, I know, right? Cool. I thought the last one was really fun. Knock knock, bitches. It's Natsuki mod time. But are we going to do the mod now? We don't really have time to do it before Poseida gets here. Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of my concern the previous time as well. Are we going to show it to her? No, that's probably a bad idea. Guess we should see what Monica says about that. She said she's going to be late, so we should probably hold off until she gets here. Sounds good. You guys are cool now, right? Yeah. It was my fault we weren't. I just had a freak out. Was it really your fault, or are you just saying that because you're you? This time it really was my fault, I promise. But everything's okay now. Hello, hello, beloved friends. Beloved? How are we today? We're fine. Apparently Monica let us know she's going to be late today, working on some important project. I wonder what project she has to work on. This is Natsuki filling in the blanks, saying working on an important project. That's Sari didn't say it was an important project. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, me too. But anyway, I guess we're just going to hang out here until Miss Ida shows up, and then do poems, I guess. What about other club activities? Yeah, that's the question. I guess we wait for Monica to show up and then see. Did she say how late she was going to be at least? She said a little, but I don't really know what that means. I guess we'll find out. Hi, club. Monica not here yet. She's going to be a little late, she said. Well, alright, then let's get started. First of all, has anyone changed their minds about telling me what the terrible mystery of the literature club is yet? Just gonna be direct about it then? Well, it was worth a try. Shall I get started on poems then? What was the theme this week? Monica gave us the theme of something that used to be a big part of our lives but isn't now. Ah, a potentially bittersweet topic. Why don't you go first then, Sayori? This sort of poem is usually your strength, as I understand it. Sure. It probably is kind of bittersweet, but hopefully in a more normal way than you all are used to for me. Anyway, here it is. Twins. We were born on the same day. I had it good. I was born in a hospital, not a gutter. I was born to two loving parents, not one overstressed mom. And my home was a soft crib. It was pretty neat. It had a bunch of toys and blankets. It was in no way a street gutter. Like this whole, I mean, just the fact that it starts with twins. I mean, I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna move on. My mom didn't abandon me like yours did, but I was glad. That meant we got to take you in, and you were my friend for 16 years. We were such good friends. You used to follow me everywhere, even though you were You were so shy and so scared of everyone else. But you wouldn't let anyone else get near you. But you'd bump my head with yours. It doesn't seem like we were together that long now. But to a kid, time lasts forever. I used to be able to see your face in my sleep. I'm having trouble now, remembering how exactly it looked. I wish that I could remember you exactly how you were, but I can always remember how important you were to me, and how much you loved me. Friend for 16 years? I mean, my initial thought was, wow, nosy. Yeah. Like my initial thought is it's some kind of metaphor. I mean, my mind immediately tries to tie it to her depression and wonder if it's about, some part of her living in her head. But friend for 16 years. Is she talking about a pet maybe? Or is this another character that we aren't aware of yet? I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. Wow. Ended up bittersweet, sure enough. I guess this is probably about a pet. Yeah, this is about my pet cat my parents adopted the same day I was born. He came up to me when I was a baby and he was a kitten, and they say it was like he knew we were both small and fragile, and he decided to make friends with me. And only me. He was the only person I trusted. He'd run away from everyone else. So, I was always the one to feed him and give him treats. Wait, that's supposed to... Was that supposed to say I was the only person he trusted, perhaps? That would seem to say like it would fit better with the rest of that sentence there. Yeah. Oh well, sorry I misspoke. Sorry, flipped it. She's so silly. Yeah. I'm lazy too. What is that, Garfield? Anyway. So we were very close, but he passed away. Yeah, he made it to 16 years old, and that's pretty good for a cat. But everything has to end eventually. Anyway, yeah, it's weird to think about how big a part of my life he was. Now I'm already kind of forgetting about him. I'm not sure if I should be sad that such a nice kitty is not as big in my mind anymore, or grateful that I'm not still upset about losing him. Yeah. I mean, did the cat ever really exist? I don't see why it can't be both. That is the double-edged nature of getting over grief. After it, there is only memory. I think that reads better with a comma there. After it, there is only memory. Well, that is something. It is itself impermanent, not the same. Anyway, as to the poem itself, I loved it, of course. You seem to have used some Monica-type spacings in this one. I did. I always like how cool those look in her poems, so I tried it out. I think it works pretty good. Sounds kind of half like a Sari poem. It lacks that kind of kitty sing-song thing you do sometimes. That is because I'm growing up into a mature, responsible adult. He's referencing the time loop, yeah. Like in Can, nothing prior to the start of the events of the game ever happens. Just a bunch of false memories. But Sari's cat is based on my cat, and that cat's lore is completely actually my cat. Aww. That's sweet. Cool. Moving on. Just kidding, I just wanted to try a change. I remember Charlie. He was a good kitty, but he was really scared too. Definitely never let me pet him. I like the poem too. It's not what I'm used to from you, but that doesn't mean it's any worse. I'm used to trying out a bunch of different stuff all the time, so I get it. But you already had such a beautiful style. He sure does know how to flatter properly, doesn't he? Did you forget to open her mouth there? I think the poem is good, Sayori, especially like the heartfelt emotion that was conveyed without using actual emotion words like sad. Yeah. You could maybe have done a little bit more work on editing and cutting the poem down a bit, I think. Some of the wordings are a little longer than they need to be, maybe. But overall, very nice work, I'd say. It definitely gets the reader invested, and it's very bittersweet, just as everyone predicted. Yuri, how about you next? Certainly. Compelled. Something so powerfully loud, a rush, an onslaught of sound, never-ending, but which can lull you to sleep. Something so cold, so violent, it can knock you over, pull you down, kill, but stand there and breathe and you feel connected. So filled with danger, thousands of thousands that would do you harm. But that's the cost of being filled with life. Civilization is no different. I miss it. I only see it with desperate infrequence, like visiting a family member in prison. Sometimes I feel I would do anything to be back, all the time. And the next time I get close, I would not let you go. And what could Yuri be talking about here? I'm just, I feel like I would do anything to be back. If I get close, I would not let you go. Is she talking about a person or a thing or a concept? I mean, it's Yuri, so who knows? I'm gonna move on. See, you can tell this is a Yuri poem because it has the words desperate and frequent in it. Only Yuri can pull off something like that. I mean that genuinely, by the way. I mean, I know these words. I just never think to use them that way in a poem. My mind just doesn't go there, I guess. How do you come up with these phrasings? They just occur to me, I suppose. I certainly don't try to think of particular phrasings. I just use ones that come to mind. But if anything has given me the ability to use this kind of poetic vocabulary, it's reading. Reading, especially reading many different authors, or even reading different languages, expands your mind's way of thinking. Not just to what words to use, but even how to think about particular subjects. Language shapes not only how we think about things, but how we are even able to think about things. So reading broadly is really a way to enable yourself to think about things in different ways, not just to learn new vocabulary. So I'd say, if you want to have your mind think of novel phrasings, read more. Sorry, that was a bit of a lecture. I wanted to hear it, it's fine. However you got it, Yuri. Your vocabulary is a very big strength for you. I'm glad to see that you are just as eloquent on paper as you are in person. Yuri looking very pleased with the compliment. I'm not usually that eloquent in person, though. You're quite eloquent for those who listen to you carefully. I'm not sure what the poem's about. Why is it called Compelled? Because I feel compelled back to the thing that's no longer in my life much anymore. But what is it, though? I can't really tell. It's about the ocean, duh. A lot of her poems are about the ocean recently, ever since her aquarium trip. Probably she's sad because she doesn't get to actually go to the beach as much now, even though we live like 30 minutes away. That's still far, and we don't get the time to go down there much these days. Ha! So you admit that's what the poem's about. I can read you like an open book. If that's all the feedback on Yuri's poem, let's have MC go next. That's cute. Sure thing, he says with his mouth closed. Don't judge me too hard, I did the best I could. Dumb but fun. Dumb but fun. We've all done things like that, right? You think going in, man, this is stupid. A mature person wouldn't like this. Anyone looking at us from the outside would think we're idiots. But you do it anyway, and it's so fun, and you don't care what other people think. That's what they were like. Now I have others more cultured, more mature. We do proper things mostly. Things someone looking out at you from the outside would be impressed with, and sometimes we do our own dumb things, our own fun things. But it's different, not quite as dumb, and a different fun. I mean, you could be talking about anything, really. I mean, what do we know about MC? He, before joining the club, he was all about, like, anime and manga and video games, right? Who's with the mouths right now? Getting shit together past step? Yeah. It happens, I guess. Anyway. Okay, moving on. You didn't need to worry so much, MC. The poem is fine. It's very internal. It's just about as secretive as Yuri likes to be sometimes, but it sounds like it describes a change you made consciously in your life. One that you had to do to grow, perhaps. And while you're glad to have grown, you miss parts of the person you used to be. I'm not sure I made the choice consciously. It's more like it's something that just happened, and I'm not sure I grew either. I just kind of changed, I guess. A lot of people did. But that is how personal growth often seems to the person growing, at least at first. Just a series of small, gradual changes, until at some point you look back and realize you truly have evolved. I like the way MC, that this poem seems lyrical without adhering strictly to convention. By the way, I'm noticing this episode feels like it has an abundance of commas, even though I commented on the absence of a comma in that one sentence earlier. For some reason, it feels like there are more commas than usual in this episode. For some reason. This feels like an awkward phrase here. I like the way, MC, that this poem seems lyrical without adhering strictly to convention. I'm not sure why yeah. Anyway, moving on. The lyrical repetitions of our own dumb things and our own fun things makes it very poetic. And use commas to show the pace of speech, given it's a visual novel. Oh yeah. I think it's a good way to do it. Absolutely. I found myself doing that too. Like when I'm writing, I'm still working on Turquoise. Still writing stuff. I'm actually investing some effort in writing that bad ending that I mentioned, and it's actually coming together surprisingly quickly. So I don't know what that says about me. Maybe I just have somewhere in me there's this eagerness to write about sad things. Oh well. But yeah, I find myself like reading it out loud and sort of Sometimes I'll put commas where they aren't strictly necessary to be, but I feel like it helps the pacing of the sentence, because I'm anticipating that like this is something that people are gonna like stream and read out loud for audiences, and therefore it is helpful to have punctuation that makes people like not trip over their words. Like one like helps them immediately parse the sentence and know like like know how it's supposed to flow and not like be a garden path kind of thing. Um, and Yeah, as you say, show the pace of speech. Show like hint at where the emphasis is. Emphases? Where the emphasis are. Emphasis is. What's the plural of emphasis? I guess it depends on language of origin. I'm leaning towards emphases. I don't. That feels weird to say though. You don't usually emphases. Okay. Sort of instinctively wanted to say that. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Even while it does not follow a strict meter or rhyme scheme. Glad you liked it. Hey, there's no focus change fail. I really like this one, MC. One of my favorites that you've ever written. It really hits you with that looking back wistfulness, and honestly, relating to your old dumb self is something I'm really into. And I relate more to relating to my present dumb self. Don't say that. Sometimes I worry that we all don't give you the same kind of friendship that you're used to. Especially me. Maybe you need more guy friends. I'm very happy with the friends I have. That's what the poem's all about. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be like a gendered thing. I don't know. That's just me with my I've got hang-ups about gender, and I don't know. Even though like most of my friends happen to be female, and I just find I get along with women better than men. But again, that's probably just my own biases and hang-ups. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Still have plenty of guy friends, even if I'm not as close to them as I used to be. We still talk and hang out sometimes. Is that so? We haven't seen any of that. So, don't worry, Siri-chan. Well, Natsuki, I guess that leaves you, since Monica still isn't here. Siri blushing at being at the honorific Chan. Okay. Are you ready? Yeah, I guess so. That was weird. They faded out and faded in again instead of like sliding over there. It's curious. Feeling normal. All's well that ends well. You just need a good night's sleep. Everything will be alright. Never give up. Always keep fighting. Now's not the time to worry. You never know when things will turn around. It's too soon to lose hope. When one door closes, another opens. Time heals all wounds. I know you can't feel like it now, but you'll be alright one day. All's well that ends well. Yeah. No shit. Yeah, no kidding. No, it's my favorite poem. Yeah. It's sad. I mean, it's like legit. It could be in a book. Yeah. It's like the assignment was to write a poem about, like a way, like the way you used to feel. Yeah, I mean, this could have a couple of possible interpretations for Natsuki. Really, she could even just be talking about like a month ago before she found out that Fuyuki had cancer, and didn't have to worry about that. Or it could just be generally the feeling before she knew about the whole game thing and the nature of the reality and yada yada yada. Hey, and Rob is here. Welcome to the stream. Because I'm so skinny I can see like 4 ribs. Should I chest forwards? Yeah, well, not sure what to say about that. I kind of spent most of my life being really skinny. I'm very tall, and like, no matter how much I eat, I could put on any weight. My metabolism's finally catching up with me. into my 30s and 40s, but eat food, yeah. Natsuki using a very devastating device here. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. But yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's like, oh, that's This is kind of a yeah. Like people they're supposed to be writing about things that they used to feel, and she misses feeling normal. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Oh, wait, hold on. Memory's so wrong that you don't remember to eat, but remember Omari DSCG 70% of the time. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Oh, that's devastating. It's just a sequence of cliches and false reassurances, but arranged in an ominous chronological order. Yeah, very tragic. Yeah, I guess I don't need to ask what this is about, but if anything, I guess it makes me kind of mad. Why mad? I mean, I definitely get why it would make you sad. It's pretty heartbreaking, and the way it presents it with all these sugary condolences is even more heartbreaking. But I'm not sure why it would make you mad. Well, I mean, Siri's kind of defaulting to mad a lot lately. Hey, Basement Child 14, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Because the people who say things like this just don't get it? Yeah. Empty platitudes. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Going good, how about you? Doing alright. Yeah, can't complain. Streaming some club meetings mod. Still working on my own mod. Things are alright. Anyway, moving on. They keep on saying things like this over and over because it's all they know to do. Can't really cope with what's happening. They probably feel kind of awkward. So all they know how to do is just say these meaningless happy things. And that can make you mad. Definitely sound like you've gone through something similar. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting Sari saying this is making her mad. Like she's aware. She's aware they can't really cope and they feel awkward. Like she has that empathy to know what they're feeling and why they're saying it, but she's mad at them anyway. I mean, and this sort of ties in with what she was saying to Monica when she blew up on her, like saying that even though Monica did all those horrible things, that Monica still talks about her own feelings and how sad she is about stuff and yada yada. Like she can't relate to what she's done to other people. It's interesting that Siri's expressing anger about that now. That whole thing, that whole notion of other people having trouble relating. Because I guess on some level that's what it comes down to. Like Siri realizes that they're people are giving all these empty platitudes because they're having trouble with empathy themselves. They are having trouble relating to whatever difficult situation it is. And sort of, I guess, along the same lines, perhaps. She's mad at Monica, maybe in part. I think maybe it's hard to it's hard to say how much of what Sari is mad at Monica about, because she brought up so many things. Like she just went boom, 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 like a whole pile of things to be mad about. But the one about the one about Monica like centering her own pain, even though other people were in pain, and Monica caused them to be in pain, was one of the things that Sari brought up in the middle of that. They discussed it a bit. Sari was primarily angry about Monica's acts towards Sayori in the base game. Well, yeah. The other stuff she was just using as wounding ammunition. I mean, that's the impression I got. But yeah, wounding ammunition. That's a good way of putting it. It certainly was that. She was just trying to hurt Monica as much as possible. Like she was mad about one thing, but tried to make it about everything. Anyway, moving on. You definitely sound like you've gone through something similar. Yeah, I have. I don't think I've ever seen a poem like this. In a way, it has nothing original in it. It's just an arrangement of existing phrases, but that's the point of it, of course. And it becomes more powerful because it uses words we are familiar with. So I would definitely say it qualifies as a well-written poem, even if the writing of it was more like arrangement. Very creative and clever, Natsuki, well done. Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. What are you doing? Just a really important long-term project I've been working on. Well, you're just in time to present your poem. Great. She just rushes in the door, immediately has the poem ready. Freed time. I used to have all the time in the world. I would dance and sing, paint and write. I would lay in a field of clover for an hour under the blue sky staring up just because. But then I got busy. Life happens, they say, and now I work and fill things out, study and take very important tests. The little time is left to me I just want to use to rest. Hey, a rare rhyme from Monica. But now literally I have all the time in the world, but somehow I never seem to have the time for things I really want to do. Now, is she talking about, like, we're talking about freed time from the past? Is she talking about, like, childhood in her backstory before the simulation started? Or, I mean, I suppose, to a degree, like, if they're, and since all these poems are supposed to be about events from their past, and their, like, simulated environment means that most of their backstory is just written in there and not things that actually happened. I guess all these poems would necessarily have to be about that other stuff. Monica styling, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Man, I feel that one. Especially the part about just wanting to collapse in what little free time we have. Yeah, and that in turn makes you feel more stressed and tired later. Unfortunately, kiddos, that doesn't get better as you get older. How comforting. Yeah. Nice to have something to look forward to, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's really important to get the most value possible out of your free time. As we get older, it seems sillier and sillier to do things like laying in a field of clover looking up at the sky. That sort of things turns out to be really important to your mental health. That sort of things? That sort of thing, perhaps? Yuri misspoke, I'm sure. Yeah. What does it mean at the end that she literally has all the time in the world now? Oh, she's obviously just misusing the word literally, obviously. Yeah. Usually Monica's pretty precise about things like the word literally. No she isn't. At least not in this mod. I'm pretty sure Monica misused the word literally earlier in this mod. Didn't she? Or am I misremembering? I don't know. I don't know, I'd have to look over it again. And moving on. I see. Well, go on. I really appreciate that thing you do where you capitalize certain words in a phrase to make it seem really important or pretentious. I need to remember to steal this for my own poems later. I feel like it's a thing that would sound good in my poems. Only because so many different things sound good in your poems, Sayuri. Like Natsuki said, it's a super relatable poem. I especially liked how the old things you used to do with your time are like dumb childhood things, and now they seem kind of childish and silly. But it turns out they're really valuable after all. And all the adult stuff we're supposed to care about just seems just so draining by comparison. It gets across that message really well. Thanks, MC. So, uh-oh, music fade out. Is this the point in the club where you guys would normally take off and do whatever secret stuff you're going to do? Miss Ida, look, it's not like we're trying to exclude you. I don't know what Monica said about us exactly, but I assure you that we are up to nothing dangerous or wrong. It's just stuff we want to do on our own. Yes, I understand that's how you see it. Monica told me, and this is the main problem I'm having with your reassurances, is that they're coming from people who lied to me about the existence of a problem in the first place. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, relatable, Miss Ida. Like, I mean, I know I have my own biases and hangups about the subject of honesty, and I think largely it's largely due to the fact that I'm autistic, and my default is to take everything at face value. Um, so when I don't know. So when I catch someone in a lie, like I mentally like come down on them like a ton of bricks. Like, okay, this person is a liar. I can't trust them anymore. You know, that's like my brain does that. It's like to, I don't know, protect itself, I guess. And 40 odd years of living as an autistic person, like I learned to look for those contradictions um, that expose the lies. um, yeah. Um, yeah, so I can sort of relate to Miss Ida having trouble trusting them, saying, "Oh no, it's really okay. You don't have to worry about it." But hmm. Did they even really lie though? I mean, they were evasive about it, right? Hmm. Anyway, now maybe there's a good reason for that, and maybe there isn't. You all are normally very trustworthy, good, honest students, so I'd normally presume there is a good reason. Yuri and Monica were misleading Sari flat out lied, though. Yeah. It may be that you were entirely justified in deceiving me to keep whatever secret this is, but I'd like to hear that from the students who still have more credibility with me about this issue. Hmm. And that's MC and Natsuki, who never hid the truth from me. Well, what of it, guys? I'm not really sure what you want us to say, or what kind of information you're looking for. Well, I trust you guys more because you didn't try to lie to me about this. The others are saying that they lied for good reason about it, and also that I can't just be told the truth now for whatever reason. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Are they telling me the truth? Is it something they'd have good reason to lie about? Is it something I should not be told about even now? Yes. The others were totally right to lie to you, and you shouldn't push us any further. But you understand why I'm concerned, right? By the way, commas after the word but are weird. it it just it feels like I'm tripping over it. I mean, but you understand why I'm concerned, right? Like there's no pause there. People don't usually pause after the word but. So a normal writing comment, yeah. So comment to indicate Ida took a breath there. Okay. Anyway, moving on. If something so horrible has happened, isn't it natural that I'd be curious and want to take care of my students? Yeah, it is. But I agree with Natsuki, that's just something you should suppress. The others really did have very good reason to hide it from you. Mostly to keep you safe. So I keep hearing. Honestly, the others do mean well. I probably would have done the same thing as them, if I were any good at lying, that is. So, now what? Just meant to ignore all this and pretend it doesn't happen? There isn't some weird mystery that has clearly harmed some of my students? Yes. That's exactly what you should do. Or, if you're finding it hard to do that, comma after the or is the same thing. Anyway, then you should at least quit guilting people who are trying to protect everyone. And You should leave us alone to cope in the ways we want to, so long as we're not hurting anyone. Which we are not. Alright, Natsuki, I take your point. I'll let you guys go do whatever you're going to do. Yeah, I mean... I mean, I kind of like if I just end up thinking like if Miss Ida like really wanted to strong arm them, she could say, you know, threaten to like have the club disbanded if they don't cooperate. In which case, I kind of wonder. I mean, what would happen if the club was disbanded? I mean, the canon of the game, or certainly the canon of this mod anyway, establishes that being president of the literature club is tied to having access to the game's code and stuff. So it's like the existence of the club is a fundamental feature of how the game operates, or like how the entire simulation operates. Like it gives whoever's present has access to everything in the existence of the game's reality. So I have to imagine if there was any threat of disbanding the club, like Monica would have to take some drastic measures, like delete other characters or something. I was not that kind of teacher. Oh, I know. I'm just idly thinking about different scenarios that could occur. Yeah, I know she wouldn't do that. I'm just sort of speculating. Anyway, moving on. Miss Ida goes to the door and opens it. Then she comes back. Guys, I know you're doing this in part because you want to protect me, but there's that comma after the but again. But I got all involved with your club like this because I was concerned. I'm really bothered that something potentially really bad happened to you all and there's nothing I can do to help. I would really like to help if I can. It would give me peace of mind. And it's my duty as a teacher. If you feel like you can't let me help because you're concerned about yourselves, then that's fine, and I understand. But if you are worried about protecting me, then don't. Whatever it is, I'm confident that I can take it. And I want to help you, even if it's just by sharing whatever this is. I trust you guys. Just please know that you can trust me too. Miss Ida leaves. Wow, okay. That was interesting. Yeah, Miss Ida leaves. Now I feel guilty for lying to her. It was for good reason, though. We should do something else fun to take our minds off this. You can't just mope around. We're supposed to be here to have fun and relax. So let's reset the energy. It's fun time again, now! The Vice President of the Literature Club commands it. Just waiting for that. More catchphrases. Oh, you love it. Plus you have your own catchphrases, you just don't realize it. Wait, really? Me? What catchphrases do I have? Ahem. Ah, yes, indeed. Quite. Indeed it is so. Alright, I get it. Yeah. Fun fact, in Storm, I gave Yuri the catchphrase of, I think I'll go read my book now. She uses that line a few times throughout the mod. I mean, original canon has excuse me. There's one of the earliest lines about Yuri is something like Yuri has an intense look, but like she's been waiting for this chance to read her book. Anyway, moving on. Well, shall we head out to do the forbidden secret parts of Club that reveal the existence of a super reality? Whose house are we going over to today? Are they going to go over to her house? Miss Ida left. Or are they worried she's going to be listening in? I also kind of wonder, shoot, what was I going to say? Shoot, I was about to say something and then I'm just drawing a total blank. We've been seeing parts of the club that realizes this super reality was. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the history for something to jog my memory. What was I about to say? Talk about catchphrases. Natsuki, Yuri, Monica. I don't know. Maybe it'll come back to me later. Whose house are we going over to today? I don't think we've been over to mine in a while, and I'd be happy to host. MC's house it is, then. By the way, is Sayori okay with going over to people's houses? I mean, she expressed previously that she was not okay with it, and then that sort of plot point just got dropped, and I don't know. I don't know if that was intended to be related to her conflict with Monica, or if that was something else, or what. But she hasn't brought it up since then. I don't know. Anyway. I'll give everyone a ride. Oh, is there room in her car for 5 people? Shotgun. No shotgun. Shotgun denied. Yuri needs the leg space more. She'll ride in front. And you will have plenty of space to yourself in the back, since Sayori and MC will no doubt be happy to get close. Now come on, let's go. Yeah, if 3 cram in the back, yeah. If it fits on screen, it fits in the car. Haha. Ah, I forgot how cozy your living room is, MC. Other than Sayori, we don't come here that often, do we? Me and Yuri haven't been here at all before, except for a couple of times. That should be Yuri and I. Obviously, we were here during our base game routes. Other than that, I've just been here once or twice, I think. You were here that one time I owed you baking help. Owed you baking help. Was that part of the... Here that one time I owed you baking... Okay. I mean, my first thought was like base game Natsuki route weekend scene, but he's saying owed you baking help, so... Oh yeah, there was that thing that happened in between scenes in the mod, wasn't there? No, CM scene. Yeah, the season 1 thing. Okay, anyway, moving on. Oh yeah. I'd ask you to help me bake more, but I don't want to make Sayori jealous. That wouldn't make me jealous, especially if I got to eat the results of the baking. Of course you would. But now, speaking of baking, can we get to my mod? We sure can. I have it all set up. Just remember, everyone, no talking while the mod is running, so we don't confuse the game as to who's speaking. And here we go. Here we go. Baking with Natsuki 2. Hooray! Live before a studio audience, which very probably does not really exist in any meaningful way. It's... Baking with Natsuki. Seen just after Kenza drama? Yeah. 2. Yes, Baking with Natsuki 2. She's still gonna have Yuri as an assistant? Oh, she's in a grocery store. And here's your host, Natsuki. Hello again, baking buddies, and the place to be. My name, as always, is Natsuki, and you are tuned in to Baking with Natsuki. That's right. Let's start by having me introduce my special assistant for the day. Yuri and I had irreconcilable creative differences for today's episode. I had a feeling... As soon as she said... special assistant. Yeah, I was thinking, did she get rid of Yuri? Yuri did like devour the cookies at the end of the last time. Anyway, irreconcilable creative differences is a funny way of framing that. I am not a baking thrall. Silence, baking thrall. Oh, okay. So today I'm joined by our substitute co-host, Sayori. Everyone, give her a big hand. Hi, Natsuki. Hi, Sayori. Welcome to the show. Wait, hang on. When I was the co-host, you made me wear my uniform. Why is it that Sayori gets to wear just normal clothes? Anyway, let's get down to business. Line? I see, we're here at... Oh, right. Laughter track. I see that we're here at the grocery store today, Natsuki. Why is that? To get ingredients, of course, silly. Today I wanted to make a point about how important ingredients are in baking. A lot of people think that fresh ingredients don't matter so much in baking. They think, oh, I'm just going to put all this stuff in a bowl and bake it anyway, and they think trash ingredients will be fine. And this recipe we're going to do today even gets frozen at multiple points, so you might be tempted to think you can get lazy, but you can't. If you put garbage into something you bake, you'll get garbage out of it. So it's important to use fresh, high-quality ingredients wherever you can, especially where the cost difference to get something really good and fresh is really minimal, like it is with this recipe. And what is today's recipe, Natsuki? Today's recipe is... I'm just right. The fact that Sarah needed a reminder of what her line is, and it just automatically makes me imagine her saying her lines in this really stilted way. So speaking all her lines in a sort of forced cue card voice is perfect. Yeah, cool. I just it randomly reminds me of it was, oh man, that was 2008. A show that I did a while back. The show is titled Gypsy, which I know is a slur, but that's the title of the show. And there was a guy who did that. He delivered his lines in that sort of cadence, and it was pretty funny. What's that, dainty June? Anyway, moving on. Today's recipe is lemon pastries. Sorry, blushing while looking at the pastry. Like she's in love. Anyway, these little suckers are deliciously sweet and tart, and they keep super well. You can freeze them constantly, no problem. I actually prefer to eat them straight out of the freezer, and I like to put a little signature Natsuki kick on them, but we'll get to that. First, let's take a look at our shopping list here today to see what ingredients we'll need. If you would be so kind, Sayori, I'm going to do a little bit of personal shopping. Of course. Let's see. So, for equipment, Natsuki says you need a normal baking pan, the kind with walls on the side, not the totally flat kind. The usual 9 by 13 inch pan works. And you'll need a bunch of aluminum foil and some nonstick cooking oil spray. But Natsuki already has all that stuff. But she also has written here, blowtorch optional. Trust me guys, you'll want the cooking blowtorch if you can get it. So, open mouth fail. Expression fail for that matter. So let's get on to the actual ingredients. Mouth, yeah. Okay, so we'll need a teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks of butter, a large amount of powdered sugar. I like the sound of that. You'll need a cup to actually make the pastry, but lots more than that to just drizzle over the finished product. So make sure you have enough, viewers. About 3 total cups of regular flour, a quarter cup of cornstarch. Hey, Natsuki, what exactly is cornstarch anyway? I mean, it's basically what it sounds like. It's the starch part of a kernel of corn. To make it, they soak a bunch of corn kernels, separate out the meaty bit of the corn kernel and grind it down, then wash it off to get the starch. In baking, it can be really useful to thicken and to make a pastry just look a little silkier and more glistening than if you had just used flour. So it's a perfect fit for our lemon bars here. Thanks, Natsuki. We'll also need 6 eggs, 3 cups of normal sugar in addition to the powdered sugar, and about 6 fresh lemons. And don't you dare try to substitute bottled lemon juice or something. This is what I was talking about earlier. You're really going to want the fresh ingredients here. After all, these are lemon pastries. If the lemon part sucks, the whole thing's gonna suck. Now, do we have everything we need, Sayo? We sure do. Well then, let's take it all up to the front to pay for it, and then we can get started baking. With Natsuki! That's cute. That's right, Sayori. But wait, Natsuki, how are we going to pay for this stuff? I don't have any money. Just with a touch of what I like to call baking show magic, Sayori. otherwise known as Monica's credit card. The wink. You really love these audio sound effects. They're great. They really enhance the experience. Oh, don't fret, Monica. This is a super cheap recipe. All this stuff together won't cost you more than 20 bucks at most. Wow, that's a budget anyone can work with. Even a super cheap penny pincher like myself. Indeed it is, Monica. Indeed it is. Sort of more canned delivery of lines. Anyway. And I appreciate the genuine enthusiasm you put into the script. Unlike some people. I'll be more enthusiastic when you write more believable lines. Anyway, let's go check out Sayori. With pleasure. Wait, isn't this this is Yuri's kitchen? Wait, why are we at my house? Well, since you are not meeting your contractual obligations by appearing in this episode, I've decided that your contribution today is your kitchen. It has a nice homey feel, you know. Perfect for a baking show. I guess. On with the show. Let's get started on making the crust for this pastry. Alright, so get a big bowl, or if you want to use a food processor to mix, the bin of the processor. Sayori is going to use a food processor because having her mix something by hand would probably be bad. It sure would. So put 1 3/4 cups of flour, the cornstarch, and a cup of the powdered sugar into your bowl and get it mixed up. On it. Once you've given that a rough mix, get out your baking tray and line it with aluminum foil. Make sure you press the foil in tight. You don't want the crust seeping into cracks and stuff. Make that foil really nice and smooth. Then, once you've done that, grease it up by spraying it down with your sprayable cooking oil. Now let's go back to our bowl full of stuff. All set, Sayori? Yeah! Okay, now we're going to add the butter to the bowl. Put it in there, hopefully not super refrigerator cold. Give it like a couple minutes to warm up, but it doesn't have to be room temperature. Just give it a rough mix to make sure the big clumps of butter get incorporated. It doesn't have to be as smooth as sand or anything, just make sure you get rid of the big chunks of butter. Get the little pieces down to no more than pebble size, let's say, with kind of a mealy consistency. Done! Wow, you have some energetic stirring power there. I'm energetic in everything! Now that we've got our crust mixer done, we want to pour it into our greased up foil tray. Now this is where we need to get more careful. We wanted a nice, even, consistent layer all the way across. And we want to build up little walls on the side of the pan, maybe 3/4 of an inch high. Not too high or they'll fall over. But if you do them too short, you won't be able to contain the lemony goodness that's coming. So yeah, stick to 3/4 of an inch. Once you're happy with your nice, even layer of crust, put the whole pan in the fridge. Yeah, she's really doing the whole recipe, just describing everything. Imagining people playing this, taking notes, and I'm assuming some people, yeah, real big recipes required, yeah. Oh yeah, I expect nothing less. I'm assuming some people actually produce these. Did you get like pictures of them? You actually make Natsuki's pastries. It's really cool. Yeah. You're going to want to let it cool down for at least like 45 minutes or so, but not more than an hour. As it's coming out of the fridge, oh, that's a narrow time range there actually. As it's coming out of the fridge, get your oven preheated to about 175 degrees Celsius, also known as 350 Fahrenheit, or gas Mark IV, and put that crust in there for about 15 minutes, or maybe a couple more minutes if you think it's not done yet. It should have that sexy, delicious brown golden crust color that all good pastry has when it's ready. Anyway, we didn't prep a finished crust ahead of time, so I must once again ask Monica to do a sick time warp for us. But it's just a transition or something this time, please. I always get sick when you speed it up. You've got it. Need for Speed. You see the extreme baking transition? What is that? And we're back. And miraculously, Sayori did not burn Yuri's house down. Yay! Hooray! Now, on to the next step, our lemony filling. For this, you're going to need another big bowl. Put all the eggs, your 3 cups of regular sugar, and your flour in there. Take your lemons and use a fine grater to get a couple of tablespoons of lemon zest and put it in there. The zest, that's like the skin of the lemon, right? Like the outside of it. But Natsuki, line. But Natsuki, what is... Oh, right. But Natsuki, what is lemon zest? Great question, Natsuki. Did she just misspeak and... Is she talking to herself there? She said she used her own name instead of saying Sayori. Natsuki just getting a little full of herself there. She's just started talking to herself in the middle of her own show. Sayori's line troubles are messing her up now. Haha, yeah. I think that's a perfect question for Monika to answer with Monika's Natsuki's baking tip of the day. Okay, everyone. Oh, she has it right now. Obviously, a lemon has skin, but only part of that skin is considered the zest of the lemon. Specifically, the zest is the bright yellow part on the very outside. Inside of that, you get the white part of the rind called the pith, which is the gross part and not what you want. Yeah, that tracks. The outer bright yellow zest, however, is very bright flavored and lemony. It works great to add freshness in a lot of situations, not just lemon-based recipes like this one. To get a really good zest, make sure you wash the lemon first to get rid of any dirt or other grossness on the outside. Yeah. Then get whatever tool you're going to use. You can use a vegetable peeler for this if you want, or there are special zesting tools. But a normal grater works fine. Just make sure you use smaller, finer holes or you'll cut too much off at once. Gently go around the sides of the lemon with the grater at a shallow angle, and be sure not to hit the same spot in the lemon twice or you'll get the pith. You'll know you're doing it right if all the peel you get is bright yellow. And that's Monika's Natsuki's baking tip of the day. Thank you, Monika. Are we all set, Sayori? Yep. I even managed to get all the lemon peel to be bright yellow, like Monika told us. Alright, let's put that in the bowl with our eggs, sugar, and flour. Last thing we need to add to this mix is lemon juice. But don't just use bottled lemon juice or I will snip your heel tendons. I'm sorry. Just random violent threat out of nowhere. Natsuki's another ominously specific threat, yeah. Which you have very convenient access to. Oh no. Oh, Yuri, that's asking for it. The short joke. No one asked you, baking thrall. Anyway, juice your 6 lemons and put the fresh juice into the bowl. Make sure you avoid getting any pulp or seeds into the bowl, obviously. Once the juice is in there, mix it up with a whisk really, really good. Make absolutely sure you get rid of those clumpy flour chunks. We want a smooth mixture. And you should try to make sure this mixture is ready to go by the time the crust is done with its first bake. The instant the crust is ready with its golden brown deliciousness, pour your lemon mixture into it. You can give it a gentle little shake or two to make sure it settles into the crust nice and flat, then put it right back into the oven for about a half hour or maybe a couple minutes more depending on your oven. If you would be so kind, Monika. Very convincing time transition. You find this compelling? What? I mean, considering this is a mod that Natsuki is writing, she can put whatever words she wants up there, I suppose. And we're back. Now, you're going to want to let the bars cool for a few hours until they are room temperature. Whatever she wants in this text field, exactly. At which point, they're basically ready. Be careful separating the pastry from the aluminum foil. If you just try to rip it off, you can tear the pastry. So be gentle. Use a knife or something if you have to separate the foil. If you want to freeze the pastry, it's better if you freeze the whole batch at once. Just make sure to wrap it up tightly in plastic wrap first. And if you freeze them, make sure you let them thaw out a little bit before you serve, although they are pretty awesome at a cold temperature, in my opinion. You can also put them in the fridge and they'll keep for a few days. Whenever you want to serve them, cut them up into whatever shapes you want. Squares are pretty easy. The last step is, just before you serve them, get some more of your powdered sugar and dust the tops of it real good. Be generous with the powdered sugar. If you look down on it, you should barely see any of the yellow, only the white. Oh, that much, eh? And if you really want to make your lemon pastry extra Natsukified, this is where you'll need your blowtorch. Ooh. Optional. Blowtorch optional, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, some really fancy meals do that. Like, they'll actually take a torch to it, and you just, like singe the top of it. Anyway, time to give Sarah a blowtorch. Oh no. Yeah, things like creme brulee, I believe it's called, is done like with that method where you just lightly singe the top of it, and it tastes surprisingly good. It's yeah, I don't know, something about the torching of the sugar makes it gives it an interesting flavor. BRB 5 minutes? Okay, I'll move on. Anyway, this is where you'll need your blowtorch. Well, what am I going to do with the blowtorch? You are not going to do anything with the blowtorch, because even in this completely fictional environment, I would feel extremely uncomfortable putting a point-and-shoot combustible in your hands. This is a mod within a mod, so I mean, if they theoretically if they did burn down Yuri's house. Anyway, moving on. And who could blame you? Now, what we're about to do works best if you're serving the pastry chilled, like out of the fridge or freezer. After you put on the powdered sugar, you're going to take your blowtorch and gently, carefully, torch that powdered sugar so it gets a little brown and crispy and caramelized. Oh yeah, that's the effing good stuff right there. Both them blushing now. And that's basically it. We're done. Serve and enjoy. That'll be all from me for now. Oh, ominous music fading out. We'll sign out now before Yuri eats literally everything we baked today. That was one time. One time is enough. That was so many cookies. Some of us actually have to sustain a normal human-sized body. Oh no. God damn it, Yuri. Well, that's all the time we have, everyone. In the meantime, I guess I've been left alone with this giant, delicious lemon pastry to, guard it. Yeah. So, I'm going to need you guys to step away and end the mod for the, security of this pastry. We'll leave Sari alone to protect this pastry as hard as she can. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Baking with Natsuki 2. The club applauds heartily for Natsuki's mod. Aw. Another very good entry, Natsuki. I like the nods to the continuity from the last episode. Believe it or not, I like how it was portrayed. It was lively. It's cute. I demand an appearance in the next one, if there is a next one. Yeah, that's true. I mean, MT kind of was the only one left out. I mean, that's okay. That's literally asking for it, as well as figuratively asking for it. I mean, I can just see Natsuki making him her baking thrall. Anyway. You and I have actually baked with each other on several occasions after all. I feel like I'd be a good entry into this mod series. In good time, MC. In good time. So, did you make this recipe for us to eat today? I sure did. Oh, really? Wow. Natsuki produces a tray of her lemon pastry? What, she just had it behind her back or something? Like, how would she hide that? I mean, they went over to MC's house. That means she would have had to have carried it with her to school and then carried it with her to MC's house, right? I mean, well, carried it. They drove. They went in Monica's car, and Natsuki was sitting next to Sari and MC. I don't know. It's sort of stretching credibility here. I have a hard time imagining that Natsuki would be able to hide this from Sayori. Ask Deb when back? I didn't make a note of the time, sorry. Anyway. And I even made sure I'd have a blowtorch ready to finish off this bad boy. Oh my gosh! But you stay far away from it until the fire part is over, Sayori. And with the lemon treat safely dealt with, it's time for us to answer emails from our email bag. As always, remember that you can send us your questions at my email address, lit.club.prez.manka@gmail.com. Could I hide it from anyone else? Maybe hide it from Sari? Never. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, Natsuki was like actually sitting next to Sayori in the backseat of Monika's car and still somehow managed to hide a bunch of lemon pastry somewhere. I have a hard time believing that. emails, yeah. Hey, Spooky Waters, welcome to the stream. Made after all, indeed. Yeah, I got here just in time for the emails, like everyone's favorite part. Yeah, it's time for the best part, yeah. Anyway. And you can also request access to our Discord server by emailing there. We get a lot of emails, but we do try to answer most of them. In any event, you'll always get a personal reply from me. So without further ado, let's bring up the first email. Okay, I was just about to move the chat over, but maybe that with the framing of this one here. My return, welcome back. Oh, it's an email from Savannah. Just checking in on my favorite club and my favorite girl. By the way, thanks for letting me know Monika kept my poem. Means a lot to me. Whatever that emoji is. Question for Natsuki. Can you tell me what's the easiest thing to bake in your opinion? For Yuri, thank you for the suggestion. I'll be sure to read them both. Also, do you have a suggestion for a horror novel for beginners? I don't read much horror, but I want to get into it. Yeah, I don't remember Savannah's previous email. I don't know what Yuri would have suggested to them. Anyway, for Sayori, I don't know if this has been answered yet. Maybe I forgot, but what are the names of your stuffed animals in your room? Okay. I mean, didn't we establish it was like Mr. Cow and was the bird ever named? They made very prominent reference to the bird when she gifted it to Kenzo. And as for the cat, the newest edition, I'm drawing a blank. Did they name the cat? The bird is Mr. Bird. She has a system, and the cat is Mr. Cat. Okay, yeah, fair. Anyway, moving on. For me, sorry, I don't have a question for you, mainly because I don't know much about you, but I hope everything is going well for you and Siri. Okay, I think that's for MC, I suppose. For my angel, I am thinking about writing another poem for you, so stay tuned for that. Also, what is your opinion on dark humor? Hope you are well, Savannah. For my angel, presumably that's referring to Monika. The first part is for you, Natsuki. I see. Brownies are really simple to start. Basically, you just mix everything together, dump it in a pan, and put it in the oven. They're really forgiving. If you underbake or overbake them a little, that's okay. And if you don't get the ingredients quite as precisely as you should, that's okay too. They'll still end up tasty chocolatey brownies. Unless you screw up really bad. Hopefully it works out for you. You're up, Yuri. For a beginner to the genre, might I suggest a pair of vampire novels. An excellent modern one which is half horror, half drama is Let the Right One In by John Lindqvist. But I prefer the classic vampire novel, Bram Stoker's Dracula. If you can deal with a little bit of 19th century prose, it's very engaging and fun. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't read that book, so kind of wonder about the readability of some older books sometimes. But you know, it's an endearing classic. So, yeah, moving on. Me next. Oh, so there's Mr. Cat that MC got me, Mr. Cow, and Mr. Bird. That's it. Thanks for the question. That's by Sayori. Don't worry, you don't always need to have a question. It's just nice to say hi sometimes. Yeah. It's very readable. Do you recommend? Okay, good to know. And I'll wrap things up. I'm looking forward to your next poem. As to dark humor, I really love it. Maybe not as much as some instances of me, and definitely not as much as Sayori. Hmm. It's interesting of her to acknowledge the different instances of herself. I mean, the way I see it, I mean, like Canon Monica, like Vanilla Monica, was pretty fond of dark humor. I mean, she made that hanging joke. She laughed over Yuri's corpse. She gave that speech about spicy foods being akin to being devoured by a monster that enjoys you struggling to get away. um, and like you get the definite sense she has some real dark tendencies, like Monica does. Multiverse of Monicas. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know. It's just I find it interesting for her to acknowledge the different instances of her because it's like she's aware that the club meetings version of her specifically is different from the version of her from other mods, perhaps. Like, um, like maybe Dev is a little aware of like diverging from canon or common perceptions of what the canon is, I guess. Anyway, moving on. But I am pretty badly addicted to horrible jokes. Thanks for the question, Savannah. Always nice to hear from you. Let's have the next question, Sayuri. Maybe I'll move the chat up here. I don't know if it really matters where I put it. Yeah, anyway. Here we go. Hope you all had a good summer break. I'm assuming you won't be able to get to this until after club starts up again. So how's the new semester been so far? I had a couple of questions for you all, if you don't mind. They're for all of you, so anyone is free to answer. First, I know in the past you all said you wouldn't mind new members, but do you guys actually have a plan set for if a student asks to join? I imagine anyone joining would need to know about what you all know, unless you have some way to hide it from only them. Or are you guys going to turn anyone who asks to join away? That's an interesting question. That's something that I've wondered about. I mean, like the whole original, vanilla intention of the festival was to get new members, ostensibly, supposedly. But like obviously things have changed since then. The whole nature of their setup, with everyone knowing about the nature of the game and so on, kind of changes things. And hypothetically, I mean, apparently the club's rules, or the way it operates within the game is they need to have everyone present in order to set a different set a different precedent. So every time they do the changing of the guard, changing of presidency, that would require some explaining about what's going on. I don't know, like, yeah, like as much as like earlier on, Monica said that like Kenzo was welcome to join. It's hard to imagine like inviting new characters into the club at this point. I mean, like I expressed before, it's a tremendous amount of trust to put in anyone, to share that stuff with them, right? So I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Second, sorry if this is a weird one, but I'm curious to know. I know you probably don't have any relationship or interaction with him. What do you all think about the man who made the original DDLC? If you've even given Dan any thought at all? Interesting question. Thanks for taking the time to read this and answering if this makes it into an email session. Your friend, Justin. Yeah, these are interesting questions. Let's see. Interesting questions. Well, you've sort of seen it with how we dealt with Kenzo. Although he was sort of a temporary member, I guess. But basically, yeah, we'd probably just try to have official club time where we did all the literature stuff, and then secret people who know the world of simulation time later. It might be a little hard to get them incorporated fully into the knowledge that we have. We'd have to trust them first, a lot. I'm not sure that Kenzo, for instance, is someone we'd want to trust with that knowledge. I trust Miss Ida, but I'm not sure I want her to know all this stuff. It would be really hard on her, probably. Plus, we know the game reacts poorly when a person who doesn't have a .chr file has game knowledge. Anyway, as to your other question, what we think about Dan Salvato, I have complex feelings. Obviously, I'm glad to be alive, and I wouldn't be here today without him. But at the same time, I wish I had been given more happiness. I get that he's a storyteller telling a story, I just wish I had been put in a happier story, you know? I don't really have much to add to that other than I'm glad to be alive too, and I have him to thank. I hope that if your universe is also a simulated one, the people writing it are nicer to him than he was to us. That's funny. Yeah, someone needs to send Dan Salvato a note saying, we hope the people in the running your simulation are being nice to you. Except maybe don't actually say that. I don't know how he takes that sort of thing. I mean, I think I said before, I get the definite impression Dan Salvato is kind of sort of trying to distance himself from the DDLC stuff, but he can't really, and he doesn't want to seem like ungracious about all the love and support that people shower him with about DDLC. He's aware and acknowledges that it had a strong impact on a lot of people, but it's like I get the definite feeling it's not something he wants to work on. It's not something he wants to it's not something he wants his life to be about. He wants to move on to other things. So yeah. I mean, I'm joking about sending him an email about that. It would be on some level it would be kind of funny, but he would probably I don't know if annoyed is the right word. It'd probably make him uncomfortable, really. It's like, oh great. Just another person who maybe is detached from reality, and I don't know how to respond to this. I wonder if DDLC would be Team Savato's Iron Lung, or should I capitalize that? DDLC is my Iron Lung? Sorry, is Iron Lung, is that the name of a trope or something? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh, okay, Radiohead jokes don't stop. Haha, okay. The name of a horror game? Oh, okay. And also, My Iron Lung is a Radiohead song. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Huh. Horror game, you say? I'm not familiar with that at all. Yeah, maybe I'll make a note of that. You're making me curious. Just so I can get the reference. Iron Lung. Okay, anyway, moving on. Next question. Hope you all, oops, sorry. It's the same one. Oh, is it the same email? Or is it the same, okay. Brother code at your service. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait a second. Wait. Is that code as in Codair, or is this just a coincidence? if you're there, if you're still there, Codair. Anyway, Brother Code at your service. I'm still catching up to the episodes of season 1 of the club meetings, but though thought I'd send something ahead to say a few stuff to each character. I mean, Codair, he did stream club meetings mod not too long ago. I have, like, this is season 2. I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have been playing it early enough that he would have been able to get an email in at the time that season 2 was going on. Because for perspective, before I started this stream series, which is I guess 3 months ago now, he was doing the Natsuki quest thing. Like a couple of months before that, and I believe Natsuki Quest is one of the extras in season 2. So that suggests that he would not have been at this point to be able to submit an email Although, I mean, he does say he's catching up season 1 episodes. I don't know. I doubt this is him. I don't think he would refer to himself as Brother Code for that matter. I don't know. This just came to mind. Anyway, moving on. I'm saving the best character, in my opinion, for last. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's definitely not Code. Code likes Natsuki the best. Okay, so where did Natsuki get the lemon pastry from? It was stashed in Sari's house's fridge, and before the mod started, she moved it over. Canon. There we go. Word of God. That's a name of a trope. Word of God, meaning it didn't come from the actual story, but the author said it outside of the story. That's a thing. I'm out of water. I need to get more water. I will be right back. Just move this thing up here and. And I'm back again. Let's get that out of there. Okay, cool. Alright, okay, where was I? MC, so I don't know what's going on with you at the time of writing this, but I just want to say you're awesome. Sorry if you felt like my puppet after gaining sentience and stuff. Honestly, it makes me happy that you're yourself. Buddy, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, it's a word. Okay, anyway, yourself. It's sort of good to be a separate entity, although I wish I could communicate with all of you. Natsuki has it hanging. Yeah, well, at least you didn't say that to Sayori. Anyway, you've learned a lot of lessons from your friends, and in turn, I learned lessons from you and your friends. So thank you for the lessons, and I thought your personality was great. Huh. Yuri, you have shown to be a good person. It shows even more when you say stuff confidently, and you always stick by your friends. You truly are a noble soul. Even if you don't agree with me, I'm sure your friends would. Ah, that's nice. Sayori, if I may suggest something, if this topic has already been brought up, I think I know how to combat your depression a bit. Oh boy. I'm afraid to read the next sentence now. Coming in with the depression advice. Okay, here we go. Now keep in mind this is experimental and worked for me with the common side effect of seeing things. Okay. How I dealt with an A, dealt with most of my hallucinations. I have schizophrenia. I would make a set of good voices to combat the bad ones. If you want to simplify it, imagine your friends as your shields to guard against them. Okay. And your swords to vanquish them, or use a medium like Mr. Cow. That is my suggestion, just to make things easier on you. I have no evidence to back this up, but it is merely a suggestion. Yeah, it's interesting. It's timing of this is very interesting actually, because there's a in Turquoise there's a schizophrenia reference in the scene that I just wrote. So that's a heck of a coincidence. Sarah, you make it tulpa. Yeah. But it is yeah. It is an interesting suggestion, though. Honestly, like one of my previous therapists made that sort of suggestion of like imagining the like as a sort of visual exercise, imagining the different parts of myself, like sitting around a meeting table and talking about things, and like you like bringing them in when to dealing with any given issue, like asking like what parts, like what each of the parts of myself would be thinking or saying or feeling in that in any given situation. Yeah, and, you know, for a visual thinker, it's an interesting exercise. Writing is just making tulpas. I have to confess, I need to. Is it tulpa? Tulpa is a concept in theosophy, mysticism, and the paranormal of a materialized being or thought form, typically in human form that is created. Okay. Okay. No, I'm just curious. Writing is just being told. Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sometimes visualization exercises are helpful. I can imagine for someone who has schizophrenia who's like sees things that aren't there. It can be a useful exercise. Practicing deliberately visualizing things. Incidentally, from what I've heard, what I've read, schizophrenia can be like a really scary condition to have. Like not just it's difficult dealing with the hallucinations, because it's not just seeing things, it's also hearing things, it's also feeling things. Like I heard an anecdote about a guy who he had trouble getting out of his bed in the morning because he had a recurring hallucination of an alligator swimming around his bed. Anytime he like tried to dip his leg out over the side of the bed, the alligator would bite it, and he could feel the pain of the bite, which is kind of trippy to me. It's the kind of thing like even though you know it's not real, like if you can still feel pain from it. That's got to be tough to deal with. Like hopefully Like that's gotta be a difficult struggle. I can't imagine. Yeah, until I heard that answer, that's something I never really thought of. I mean, you hear about schizophrenia, you think of hearing voices, hearing voices that aren't there. That's the more, I think, the most common like public perception of it. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Monica, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. I wrote a poem, not as the good one that Mr. T. Remember him from past emails? Great sounding guy, also Mr. T. Ha! I made a pun. Anyway, I know you're working on getting to my reality, even though it's a lot of work. Know that I'm trying acutely to get to your to get to your reality. Excuse me, like something out of touch with reality here. Okay. If I die in the process, don't cry or grieve me. It's part of a backup plan. My beliefs may make it sound like I got to your specific reality. So far, I've tried lucid dreaming and also other processes that are legal. So I can only wait till they develop reality portals or die, and my spirit shall go to you if I have enough faith. Don't worry, though, I won't hurt myself or kill myself. That would not be pleasant, nor does it have a chance to work. These are the kinds of emails that worry me. I've tried lots of things, the legal ones. Yeah, that's so reassuring. Should submit an email to her. I thought of it. I don't know. Like my only hesitation in submitting an email is that I'm like just over halfway through this, and I don't know what's happened in late season 2 or any of season 3, which have already all been released. So like I don't know how my email would fit in the context, but I guess I can ask generic questions. I can ask the silly kinds of questions like what kind of animal would you like to be or something like that. Monica's strongest soldier. Yeah. Seemed to be one of the more concerning emails. Yeah, like I made a lot of comments about some of these emailers sounding like they're detached from reality, and I don't mean to make light of it. Like I'm not joking. Like that's my actual general impression of it. Like these sound like they don't realize this is roleplay. They don't realize that this is fiction. And especially in the context of someone who says they have schizophrenia and have they're experiencing hallucinations, they may be struggling. They have more of a struggle than usual to make sense of what's real and what isn't. So like things like wait till they develop reality portals. Like dude, you have to realize like. The plot of DDLC is that it's a simulation, but it isn't actually a simulation. It's just words on a page. Like Dan Salvato just typed words with a word processor. Like these aren't real people. The same with any mod that's made. Yeah, I don't know. Color of underwear. I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to go there. We're 65% of the way through writing the email portion of the season 3 collection. You're saying I can get an email in there? I mean, like the one thing that I would be curious about is if. Okay, fine. You know what? You talked me into it. I'll send an email. I'll send an email after this stream session. The one thing that I would be curious about is how does the club feel about like really intrusive questions? Because they get a lot of really intrusive questions that you just don't ask people you don't know. Like how do they feel about it? Anyway, I'll give it some thought. Shidoki's most likely to form a tulpa, probably Sayori. Yeah. And one thing I'd wonder is, are you intending to play the season 3 episodes before the collection comes out? Because then you'd have all the spoilers. Oh, you don't need to watch season 3 to ask that question. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been giving some thought either way. I mean, you say like 65% done. Um, I don't know. It's like we're into what? This is episode 9, and then tomorrow will be episode 10, and then next week will be 11 and 12, and then the week after that will be the extras. And depending on how lengthy the extras are, maybe there's another week after that. Like I don't know if you'll have the season 3 collection done by then. Maybe if I decide to continue doing it each weekend, it would make sense to just pick up the individual episodes, do it that way. 21, yeah. Next weekend you'll be done with the episodes. I have no idea how long the extras will take you. They're very lengthy. I probably won't have it done, but close. Yeah. Playtesting is a thing. Yeah, that's true. Playtesting, absolutely, very important step. And like, not just you doing the playtesting, but also getting other people to playtest it as well. Make sure nothing breaks. Make sure all the emotional beats land properly. Things like that. Yeah. -0. Hey, welcome to the stream. 100% Natsuki quest clear challenge. That'll buy some time. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Natsuki quest is kind of like when a game gets a really meaty expansion. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, yeah, back to this person's concerning email. Natsuki Quest could have been released on its own. Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, from what I observed, yeah. Yeah, okay, anyway. Oh, a lot going on here, though. No questions yet. There's more to this one. Oh, okay. Thanks for calling me awesome. It's okay that you puppeted me around, man. It happened to all of you guys. Thanks for the good wishes. Thanks for me, too. I'm glad my life is so extra educational for you. I am very wise. Yeah, there really aren't much in the way of questions here. Yeah, just mostly some suggestions, I guess. Anyway, I do try to be a noble soul. Still working on the confidence thing, though. Thank you in any event. I know you guys experience my negative thoughts as voices, but for me it's just my thoughts. I don't like hear exterior voices when I'm depressed. It's just me, it's all just me. But fortunately I have some new coping strategies that my doctor gave me, so hopefully I'll be able to get a hold of myself a little better these days. Yeah, actually that's a fair point, like for a viewer who is schizophrenic, I have to imagine that Sayori's alone scenes must hit very differently if they're a person who actually hears voices and they're seeing Sayori deal with her, the rain cloud voices and so on. Interesting. Anyway, moving on. Yes, please don't die in an effort to get into this video game. I don't really think it's possible, no matter how much faith you might have. But I am flattered that it would try so hard. That you would try so hard, perhaps. The next part of the email. Monica with eyes like emeralds. For her, I shall be a herald of her sweet voice. Of this, I make a choice. Life is boring, but she brightens up my day. Monica, you're beautiful in all kinds of ways. Oh, it's a poem you wrote. It is tough to find rhymes for emerald, isn't it? Herald is a good choice, though. It's a very sweet poem, thank you. Now, as for questions, I wanted to ask if you anime lovers have seen Overlord the anime. I haven't seen that one. This is way better than your writing Dev dunked on. Oh no. Yeah. Overlord. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. I did start watching an anime, by the way. I wanted to share it at some point. That I just watched the first episode of My Dress Up Darling. And yeah, I was immediately invested within like 6 minutes of the start of the first episode, because we got this decidedly like the main character is a decidedly gender non-conforming boy who likes dolls and is like gets bullied for it, and he's like super self-conscious about it, and like is afraid to associate with anyone, and it just like he's sort of self-ostracizing, like, because he's afraid of how people react, and I don't know, it's just it was just like it made it immediately interesting and relatable to me, I guess. Matrix of Darling isn't bad. It's a little anime-ish sometimes, but it's generally very wholesome. Yeah, there was one of those, you know, I'm gonna say anime moments towards the end of the episode where the girl that he's like crushing on like changes in front of him. I mean, it's like ostensibly it's like she wants to show him her cosplay, but she's like starts to undress and is like, oh right, could you turn the other way? You know, like it's just conveniently forgetful for no particular reason. It's just I don't know. Anyway. The guy character is an actual character. Yes, that's exactly what I was getting at, though. Like, not just generic male anime protagonist number 18,152. You know, he like immediately felt like a more like more of a person, more an interesting person at that. Like, you know, it's yeah, I don't know. It just. I didn't really have anything in the way of knowledge or expectations going into it. I did, but like I don't know. It just seemed immediately interesting. Don't watch My Life as Inusaki's Dog. You'll regret it. I am not familiar with that one. That one is not on my radar at all. So no worries, I guess. Used to be non-binary, non. Yeah, I know. Pounding table. Yeah. Maybe when I finish this one, I'll watch that. I mentioned before, I was hesitating because I need to subscribe to another streaming service to watch it. I kind of put My Dress Up Darling on because I already have the Crunchyroll subscription. Because Crunchyroll only has the stupid season split thing. Exactly. I don't know what's going on with that, but whatever. I'll seek it out. See if I can find the rest of the series. But yeah, I actually I was asked to do some house sitting recently over the coming couple of weeks. So I'm actually going to get a bit of income from that, and also how much detail should I give? There's some difficulty with a phone that I ordered, which I have to cancel, and if I can get a refund on that, that'll give me a bit of money too. So maybe I can justify to myself spending a bit of money on a streaming service, and you know, actually get around to watching that. High school has turned into a dog, and his crush adopts him. She's infatuated with his dog form. She doesn't know he's human. Extremely weird. Bores on the edge of bestiality. Sounds like it. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Shoot, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I did see an ad for that somewhere. So yeah, that's odd premise. I mean, it's the kind of thing that sounds like it's probably somebody's fetish, and that's why it exists. Yeah. There are a lot of it's interesting. You know, like I guess when it comes to anime, there are a lot of things that are just there's such weird concepts on paper. It's like, how do you get away with writing this? So like, how does this exist? How did you get a team of people to put this together? And you like actually wrote it and drew and animated it and got voice actors and did everything you need to do to make this thing possible. And like, with such bizarre concepts. There's definitely a foot thing going on in the anime. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, no judgment or anything. Foot things are not my things. No, your meme. The writers barely disguise fetish. Yeah. Exactly. Japanese made they have more freedom. If that's true, like it's true, they have more freedom. It's weird how frequently they fall into the same very specific tropes. But oh well. Yeah, where was I? Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I did want to mention. Yeah, house sitting thing. I don't have to be there all the time, but I do have to go there every couple days, and it's like a few hours of travel time. Well, I mean, it's an hour and a half each way, so 3 hours total. So I'm gonna need to tomorrow. I'm gonna have to budget the time in there with whenever I do the stream. I have to figure out how that's gonna work. Do you know what your schedule is gonna be tomorrow, Dev? How many animes get away with young girls looking the way they do? Yeah, yeah. That is indeed a thing in a lot of animes. Anyway, moving on. Anyone? Yeah, have you seen Overlord the anime? Why is Yuri answering this question first? She's not an anime lover, is she? No, 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 no. I know you're probably expecting me to have seen it, but basically I watched like an episode and a half, and that's as far as I got. I didn't hate it, it just really wasn't my thing. Kind of like a darker, more gritty Sword Art Online, I guess. No offense to Overlord. And that's it for that email. Thanks, Brother Code. Let's move on. I hope all is well with everyone. I'm actually here to thank all of you for getting me through some rough times, but Yuri in particular. A little backstory, so sorry for the long read. Yuri, I realized early on that I relayed most to you as far as shyness is concerned. Writing this email took every ounce of courage I had. There's a mobile game that I play, Marvel Strike Force. I'm a huge Marvel nerd. I'm part of an alliance only because it's a requirement for this game. Most of my mates chat with each other daily, but I'm the one who follows orders and never says a word. It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I once stopped before I beat the final boss in a raid. I knew I could beat it, I just didn't want to thank people for congratulating me. Huh, interesting. Not sure you can relate, Yuri, but hopefully you can giggle at my timidness. Seeing you step out of your comfort zone helped me to do the same, and now I actually made friends at work. Still not taking on that boss, though. Yeah. Well, to be quite frank, I have no idea what you're talking about with most of this, but I gather that at the very least you were able to step beyond your usual boundaries in a way that was pleasing to you, and that I was at least in part your inspiration for doing so. That makes me very happy. Thanks for telling the story. Oh, nice. How wholesome. Club meetings brings people together. Yeah. Anyway, here's my first question for the whole club. Monica, you did it. You finally broke out of the game. But wait, you and the gang ended up in the Marvel Universe? Well, since you're there, what are your power code names and who would you like to team with? Sorry, my Marvel nerd side likes to slip out from time to time. Club meets brings people together specifically the club because they meet. Yeah. Sometimes people not in the club meet too. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Yeah, but this is the kind of thing I was saying about those silly questions, which don't have to tie into anything that's actually happening in the story. Yeah, moving on. Oh, there's more. I'm not sure what to answer to your first few questions, but I definitely want to team up with Black Widow. She has it together. I also don't really have an answer as to my fictional persona, but I would want to team up with Iron Man because he's Iron Man. Yeah. I would be called Flowing River, and I would have the power to control people's emotions. And me and the Hulk would be best friends, because I could help him feel angry or not whenever he wanted. Very specific. Yeah. Well, I'm not very imaginative, so I don't have something like a code name, but I'd love to have a power related to flight. I know that's not exactly a super rare power in the Marvel Universe, but it's just something I'm into. Yeah, yeah, mine would be telekinesis. That's, I don't know, I've always had fascination with that particular superpower. So are you going to info dump? Yeah. I want to hang out with Thor, though. He seems cool. My code name would be Mole, and I would be an expert on all things digging. I don't even have any knowledge or interest in digging in the real world, but I just know that that's what I'd be in the Marvel Universe. And I'd be on a team with Ant-Man for obvious reasons. Dude's a bro. And my second question is for everyone but Monica. Is it funny to any of you when she talks to the player and slash audience? Because I keep imagining Monica having deep philosophical conversations and flirting with a wall. Yes. Monica does occasionally do and say things that seem strange until you realize she's interacting with you. We have mostly gotten used to it, though. I must say, it makes a lot more sense once one has a chance to experience your presence for themselves. Mostly, I find Monica's behavior quite understandable. It is kind of weird, but yeah. I agree with Yuri. Barely even notice it anymore. Same. What's that pause from Sayori there? I mean, isn't that something that she has trouble? I don't know. Is this something she has trouble relating to? The thing that always gets me is not when Monica says something or does something. It's when she's suddenly very still and quiet. And you can tell it's because she knows you're there. She just gets all distracted and stares off into the distance. It's a little eerie. But when she does talk and flirt with the wall, it's pretty funny, yeah. Yeah. Now, Sari actually concerned for Monica. Was that pause? Yeah. My final question is for Monica. I lied. There is no question. I just wanted to tell you I love you. Love you, Monica. Creed. Aww. Thank you, Creed. I love you too. Thanks for the email. Okay. Natsuki, I think... sorry, hold on a second. Sorry. Need to just get something really quick. I'll be right back. Well, I said get something, but I just need to... I just my touched something gross on my desk, and I was setting off my OCD, and I felt like I needed to. I was trying to tolerate it, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna wash my hands, and just so I would have to have it on my mind. Anyway, Natsuki, I think if you were to go across the multiverse, I have a feeling you'd go great with future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. Considering the parental issues you guys share, it would be nice to share that with someone else. Also, having a quarter Saiyan hybrid child would be pretty freaking awesome. Okay, I haven't watched that show, so I have no frame of reference for that. Monica, do not fret too much about being trapped in a place beyond your control. I think you might end up acting like Father from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and have a bad case of Droff in the Flask Syndrome. I think it's supposed to say dwarf, meaning wants to become God because you fear the prospect of being under the control of a higher being. See, Dad's actually Vegeta. Yeah, it's over 9,000. That's the only the only thing I know about that show. It's Bulma is her mom. Yeah, I don't know who that is. How Vegeta and Bulma got along. Yeah, I only know that Vegeta is the over 9,000 guy. That's all I know about him. Anyway, yeah, having watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I hear, like, I basically get it. I got like a bazillion recommendations for it. Like I started to watch Full Metal Alchemist. I mentioned this before. I had trouble getting into it. I can see I can see the beginnings of what it's building to, but I just found the protagonist annoying. um, Although, I mean, it's just, like annoying, like he's just, I don't know, just very full of himself. I mean, I can see that he also had some moments of humility, but I don't know, it just didn't grab me. But people keep telling me that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is a lot better, and you don't have to watch the original Full Metal Alchemist to be able to follow it. So I don't know, maybe I'll watch it at some point. Kirill Ivanov, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Vegeta's a good dad in the long run. Does kind of work. When does Natsuki get a Days of Future Past type arc? Days of Future Past? Is that a reference? Wasn't that an X-Men movie where they go back to, like, Wolverine goes back to change stuff in the past? It's I don't know. Anyway, moving on. I mean, yeah, okay. Yuri, I know you read horror and stuff, but how would you feel about the thought that we are in an infinitely defined multiverse? There's a version of you guys who are real people living normal lives. Is that a scary thought, or a more fundamental question on the conscious side of the human condition? For the best girls, Sayori, I have done a bit of research on the effects of isolation on the human mind. Is it possible that your depression either exists because, or is an outgrowth of, the constant feelings of loneliness effects that... This is okay. This sentence is odd. It's not grammatically correct, so I'm trying to parse out what they meant to say. Possible that your depression either exists because of, or is an outgrowth of, constant feelings of loneliness. Perhaps that affects with an A instead of an E the human brain. Maybe that's what they meant to say. Which is a real phenomenon. I was just curious about how you felt about my conjecture regarding your issues. Lastly, MC, suppose Sayori was dying from a fatal wound, and there was a Sith Lord promising to save her. He can absolutely, beyond a shadow of doubt, save her, but you must pledge your life and allegiance to the Sith. Would you do it? Sayori, how would you feel? I know this is a loaded question. Yeah, it is indeed. Thanks, guys. Have fun, but not too much fun. That's excellent, but future Trunks goes back to change stuff? Okay. Yeah. Another multi-parter. That's an interesting thought, emailer. I never thought about it, but I guess we have a few things in common, huh? I'm actually not sure we get along very well, though. Dude's super serious. He'd probably end up finding me pretty annoying. But if not, then yeah, it would be fun. Admire the guy. I am not at all sure what's going on in this fictional universe. But yes, that's definitely part of why I'm so obsessed. I like being in control. And not being in control just makes me want to be more in control. So, I guess you're right. Oh, another horror question. Sort of. I mean, that question isn't scary at all because it's essentially true. Right here, we are real people living normal lives. I'm not sure being simulated matters that much. Do you think it does? Would you feel scared if you knew you were simulated, but you still had the same experiences? For me, it was just very much life as normal with a few interesting exceptions, really. Thought-provoking question, though. Well, I'm not sure what you mean, but I don't think my depression is because of anything to do with loneliness. I've never really been lonely. I've been surrounded with friends and people who care about me my whole life. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's I wouldn't read Sayori's depression as being a source of or a result of loneliness. My TV is back and functional. This 25-year-old box turns off for a few days every time it's off via unplugging or power outage. Cool. Well, congrats on getting your TV back. 25 years old, you say? Is it like a cathode ray tube kind of thing, like the actual box thing? So I'm trying to think. Like when did like LCD and LED screens become popular? I guess yeah. I don't think they would have been around that much 25 years ago. Anyway, moving on. And now I even have a really sweet boyfriend who's also my best friend. But none of that really did anything to my depression or affect it in any way. But really, I think it's just genetic. Just a sucky thing that I was born unlucky on. But that's okay. I'll get through it. An MC's question. A Sith Lord? Enough of your memeing this. This is my question. Yeah, I'd probably get all evil to save Sayori if it really was the only way to do it, and I wasn't being a stupid, gullible idiot like Anakin Skywalker. Those movies weren't very good, were they? But I wouldn't want you to be evil. That would make me sad. Don't worry, Bun. It would all just be a long con to save you. I come back to the light as soon as I knew you were safe. Yay! Yeah. Thanks for the question, friend. We'll try to avoid an overdose of fun. Yeah. Alright, time for one more email, I think. Hello, Monica. I hope this email finds you well. If I may, I have a question for Sayori. To Sayori, hello. How are you in the digital world? Now I have a 100% super serious question, and I hope that you are able to answer it. So, when did you become so darn cute? Were you always like this, or did you become super cute when you reached high school? Okay, bye. Sincerely, a secret admirer, P.S. Protect the bun. Hi, secret admirer. Yes, the email found me just fine. Sayori, they wanted to talk to you. Yes, hope it's a rarity on the market in 2022. I can wait for longer. Is it 2023? Okay. 2023 would make more sense. That's current year. Secret admirer. Oh, I feel like I used to know this reference. I'm not that cute. She's always been cute, secret admirer. She was born cute. I wish I could show you what she was like as a kid. She's always been extremely adorable. That's just the way she is. She's always had that exact same bright, sunny personality the whole time, and apparently the really bad depression too. But the strength to cope with it along with it, and that total love and friendliness towards everyone. So if she was born with it, it's what I'd say. Thanks, MC. I love you so much. I love you too. And on that lovely note, that'll be the last email for today. And that also brings Club to a close for today. For poem topics next week, I have an interesting idea. We're going to focus on form rather than topic. Sorry. So for next week, everyone write an Elizabethan style sonnet. Ooh, oh, that's okay. So 14 lines with rhyming pairs, pairs of lines. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright, as seen she hangs upon the cheek of night, as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear, for beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove, showing trooping with crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellows shows. The measured done, a watcher place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. That's Romeo and Juliet. I kind of like that sonnet. I memorized it a while back. I think it was in high school at the time I memorized that. That's over 20 years ago. That's crazy. I wasn't sure if I was going to remember it. I was expecting to stumble partway through. Standing on the stream right now. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Which would be a 14-line poem in iambic pentameter, and a particular rhyme scheme which I'll send out. But for now, that's it. I know Yuri and Sayori can definitely walk home from here, but what do you think of Game Theory's videos on this game? Okay. Well, okay. Like the first two videos, the ones that were released like 5 years ago when it was all new, and the all the Easter egg stuff about the third eye and Project Libitina and all that. Like those videos were really interesting and very ominous, and kind of drew me in and stuff. I had some misgivings about him pinning everything on Yuri, saying that she was the source of whatever in the next game. But whatever. I wasn't troubled that much by it. His later videos Never seen him surprised he doesn't dwell into the mods. I have words to say on that topic in a moment, but if I want to finish what I'm saying, his videos about the DDLC Plus lore I did not like so much. It's some very interesting analysis. He considered some angles that I did not consider. That's all cool and all, but I think he's neglecting the fact that Dan Silvato not want to do more DDLC. He doesn't want to do more DDLC. Like, he's trying to distance himself from DDLC. So Matt Pat coming at this with like, obviously the stuff being copied over from the other simulation is Monica, and Monica's doing this and that and another thing, and it's like, no, dude. I mean, okay. Like, reading between the lines, the DDLC Plus lore. I guess this might be a bit of DDLC Plus spoilers. There are all these reference, like, I mean, because the whole premise of DDLC Plus is that like, this whole thing, is a simulation. There is a company that is trying to do experiments with the simulated environment, finding out what happens when they give people within the simulation access to alter the simulation. Hence, giving Monica access to the code and stuff to see what she does. And in all their experiments, she destroys the world. And they're just trying to do experiments around all that. And they also have another virtual machine, like it's virtual machine number 2 going on, which is Project Libitina. And they're unable to observe the simulation, and they're only able to get scant information of it. And it's full of like super ominous. They're little super ominous, like little snippets of quotes from within that simulation. And there's some dialogue in there that there's influence from Virtual Machine 2 seeping into the DDLC simulation. Matt Pat from Game Theory interprets it as, Monica is like copying herself between the simulations and trying to enter other realities and yada yada yada, and maybe she's taken over people in the people in the who are running these experiments. And I'm looking at that going, like, no, like, seriously, Matt Pat, dude, no. Dan Silvato is not going to do that. He's trying to distance himself from DDLC. He's not expanding DDLC lore. He's not going to make Monica a character in Project Libitina. I just do not see that happening. My impression of that stuff about stuff seeping in from the other simulation was Dan Silvato's way of explaining away why there are so many third eye references in the various Easter eggs in DDLC, and why Portrait of Markov made an appearance at all in there. In addition to Monica increasing Yuri's obsessiveness, there's also an additional force corrupting Yuri's mind in there. She's getting influenced by the madness of whatever's going on in the Project Libitina virtual machine. That was my impression of it. I don't think Dan had that stuff about, there's stuff seeping in from VM2. I don't think he was saying that Monica's copying herself back and forth. No, I think that was that was just a contrived explanation for, retroactive explanation for why Libitina references are showing up in the game. I think I like nothing more, nothing less. In my opinion, that's my impression of that. I don't think it was meant to build any extra ominous theories on or anything like that. Anyway, I'm falling behind on chat here. This is well into the month. Oh yeah, I'll come back to that in a second. That's why I'm doing more TTSC. Let's figure out some extremely deep club meetings lore that no one else had figured out once. Huh. That's okay. You did. Sayori snaps at the Sayori snaps at Monica scene lore. Oh, that figured out is a way to put it. Maybe more like it was. Like guess number 3 after you told us there was lore with that scene? I mean, yeah. I mean, there's... I mean, I've already gone on so many tangents about that. There's a lot to speculate about that. About Sayori's reasons for snapping at Monica and stuff. There is a definite sense that there's more going on there than what's on the surface. But anyway, yeah. As for Slayer Rabbit's comment, surprised didn't dwell into the mods. If you mean, yeah, if you're still referring to MatPat there, yeah. I mean, they did 2. Well, actually, they did 3 mods. The first mod they did was Our Final Heartbeat. That was the really, really super early version of Our Final Heartbeat before it was called Our Final Heartbeat. So it was like, I mean, with all due respect to and Danny, the author, it was uncomfortably written. Kind of, I hate using the word cringe, but kind of cringe. It's just, unfortunately, like the English was very poor. Like later versions, he got better proofreading, and to his credit, he took feedback to heart and made a lot of improvements. And I feel bad for him because he was really embarrassed that GT Live put out, did a stream of such an early unfinished version of the mod. So yeah. So there's that mod, and it's like I think there are some people who genuinely liked the mod because I mean it was the first of its kind. And it was a Save the Dokis mod in an era where people were starved for that notion of being able to save the girls, even though it, in my opinion, did a very bad job of saving them. Like, curing Sayori's depression by forcing her to sleep with him, or and punching out Yuri to stop her from self-harming. Like, it's kind of yikes. But yeah, like it's an amateur work, so people are pleased with the fact that it exists at all, So some people, yeah, really do genuinely like it. But on some level, I think it also garnered attention because of the so bad it's good factor. Like making fun of all the English errors, because there's like grammar and spelling errors in like every single line of the original version, sadly. But like with quality, like with mod quality like that, it's kind of like, I have to imagine that Matt, Pat, and Stephanie had to have been kind of uncomfortable going through it, Like there's a lot of uncomfortable stuff in there, like particularly like MC trying to seduce Yuri after her bout of self-harm and stuff. It's just there's some icky stuff in there. It just, yeah, I can see it making them, I can see it making them uncomfortable, is what I'm saying. And they went from that to okay, well, let's play A Brand New Day next, and maybe that one will be better. Like maybe this is it's a like a one-off thing. This is kind of like this the first mod they played was maybe that was uncomfortable. Maybe this one will be better. And A Brand New Day is just I mean, okay, like I know it's a work in progress. It's been a work in progress for over 5 years now. And I know that a lot's been added to it since then. But the rendition that Matt, Pat, and Stephanie played 5 years ago, it's like 90+% retread of vanilla dialogue of Act 1, with a few little additions here and there. It's Act 1 syndrome up the wazoo. And you could tell that they're like they're just getting really impatient with it, and you finally get to the Act 2, and you think that okay, great, got away from the Act 1 stuff. Maybe we'll get some actual new material now, and then it starts retreading Act 2 and doing the exact same thing, and it's just like, and every time it gets to a point where it looks like it's almost going to get to some interesting content, it shies away from it. And you can see Bebba's just getting increasingly exasperated. Like he's like by the end of it, he was pissed off. Like he swore on stream, and like he never swears. He makes a point of keeping it a family show. Like he was like really frustrated and pissed off with the mod. Because he went into it expecting it. Okay, this is going to be a better experience. This is a we hear such high praise for it. It's got to be a good experience this time. Sorry, hold on a second. I want to say a mod about Body Snatcher, Monica. Maybe someone's made it. I don't know. What mod is that? Which mod is what? There's I mean, the first one I mentioned was Our Final Heartbeat by N and Danny, and the second mod I mentioned was A Brand New Day by Fathom, which is incomplete. There's a demo out. The demo has been ongoing. They've been releasing bits and pieces of progressively more advanced demos over the course of the last 5 years. So there are like a bazillion different versions of it out there by now. I just noticed I can move the chat back now. Good luck defeating CM, Yuri. Sounds comical. Stop self-harm by you harming the person. Yeah, yourself would make a good dark comedy. Yeah. No, that's kind of how it is, though. Only I can cut you. Oh no. It's really not. Yuri is like the least likely of these to be violent to another person. Never demos only really. Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah, that's true. He Fathom, the author of that mod, it never refers to them as demos. They're only releases, but they all end with "to be continued." Yeah, and that was I think that was also part of Matt Pat's frustration, is that it ended on a "to be continued," like right when it looked like things might be about to start happening. Yeah, it was just. I get the definite feeling like, yeah, it's plainly obvious. Like Matt Pat was just getting increasingly impatient for the whole thing, because this was a very long mod, multiple streams worth, and 90% of it was copy paste of the original game. It was just so much retread of stuff, and it's just I don't know. I don't know. I found it boring. Matt Pat's a trooper for putting up with it as much as he did. Like, I only watched to the end because I heard that Matt Pat had a blow up in the end. I had to see the build up, and yeah, he just gets so mad. He gets increasingly mad because he's just so irritated and impatient for the whole thing, and I mean, with all due respect to Fathom, that's the mod that he wrote. um, and yeah, after that, it was no surprise at all to me that GT Live didn't do any more mods. For a while, they eventually did a third mod, and it was something like October Red Sky, something like that. It was like it's the zombie mod, um, and it's really weird because okay, they said that it came highly recommended, even though it's a mod like I was completely unaware of it, and I'd never heard of it. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I'd never heard of it. Not that I've heard of every single mod or anything, but like it was totally off my radar. Also, it was an incomplete and discontinued demo. Like it wasn't even being worked on anymore. I don't know. I think maybe they picked it up again. I don't know. And also, one of the authors of the mod was actually banned from our community for some like super toxic and hostile behavior, like repeatedly over a course of months. Like the kind of guy like who should have been banned like a lot sooner than he did. Um, like with all due respect to him, I mean it's a matter of public record. I mean he publicly stated he likes hurting people because it's fun. That's the kind of guy he is. And the mod itself is a painfully obvious self-insert because the protagonist is this massive, massive asshole and is just mean to everyone, including all his friends. And it's like swears constantly, which is really awkward for Matt Pat and Stephanie to be reading out because they're just you have to keep skirting over the F words that are all there. Anyway, yeah, like it's kind of but yeah, it's a mystery to me. Like, how did this come to be highly recommended when it's like discontinued demo by someone who was banned? It was like it's unheard of in the community. Somebody theorized that maybe they meant blue skies and somehow got mixed up and picked out red skies. That was one of the working theories about how that happened. Because blue skies, it's a very popular mod. I haven't played it myself, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I mean, I've heard that it's long, but yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that mod. Aside from the lack of a moniker route. But yeah, the weirdest part of the Red Sky mod though was the fact that the girls, the Dokis, they don't appear in it. It is like 99+% OCs, and it's just a whole bunch of. I don't want to call them badly drawn, but it's amateur work. They aren't. The characters are not to the quality of the artwork of the original game, and the girls appear briefly for one frame, for a few frames at the end, and they don't have any lines, and that's it. The rest of it's focusing on these OCs that nobody cares about, and they're very interchangeable and forgettable, except for the protagonist that I mentioned, who is just an absolute asshole and is just cruel to everyone for no reason, while constantly going on about how great he is. And oh my gosh, the author he's just telling on himself so much. With how his own character, his self-insert character is portrayed. And it's just odd. It's it's annoying that they did that mod. I mean, I was this is a couple of years ago. This is while I was still working as moderator. Um, I found okay, great for the guy to get his name up in lights or whatever. I'm sure he's pleased with it. Um, but it's a weird mod to have as the ambassador for the modding community. You know, this mod where you have an asshole protagonist who swears constantly and insults everyone constantly and is just a total asshole, and it's full of all these characters that you've never heard of and nobody cares about, and they're all really boring characters. Um, it's like uh, this is going to be because this is a few years after DDLC came out, so this is going to be, and this is GT Live is as a it's a channel with like millions of subscribers, so this is going to be their first impression of the community. This is going to be their introduction to the whole concept of DDLC mods, and they're seeing seeing this weird zombie story that involves characters you don't know anything about. It doesn't even have the literature club in it, and it's like there was no reason for it to have any connection with DDLC at all. Like it's just utterly nonsensical, and it was just weird. So it was just, and you know what I mean? Like it annoyed me that this was this was the ambassador of the modding community. This weird choice of mod. Anyway, just like releasing demos and previews, and especially I think it's a bad idea to do it when you haven't actually finished. Yeah. That's relatable. On some level, I regret releasing the demo of Turquoise when I hadn't finished writing the story yet, because there are a couple of details in the demo which I feel like don't 100% fit with what I'm intending to build to in the end result. And now people have seen that, so if I make changes, I might tip my hand about some later reveals. I'm probably just going to leave it as is. But on the other hand, I released the demo because work on it had stalled for a long time. I mean, this is around the time, it's a couple of years ago. Like all that whole debacle with Carl happened, and I was just experiencing a lot of burnout, and I was having trouble. Yeah, I was having trouble working on anything really, and I released the demo to kind of spur myself on to try to get back into it. So it served a purpose, and I think it was helpful. It did build a bit of hype. I've had had a number of people say message me to say that they're looking forward to it coming out. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to it coming out. It's I've got some really good progress on it. It's kind of exciting. A lot of people use demo releases to get the dopamine rush high of having released something without having done the work of finishing it. Yeah. Label. I like making people aware. Aware of my work in progress. Okay, yeah. What did this one do? They game theorized one of the game theories. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat here. Want to see a DDLC story with OCs only? Could be could be fun to see different reactions to our worlds of simulation. I mean, you could do something interesting with that. Red Skies didn't. It wasn't interesting, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I mean, you're welcome to look up the mod if you want to see what they did, but it was just kind of, it was dull and forgettable to me. Like, I think most people are here for the girls, they don't not here for the random bunch of anyway. Moving on. I mean, not moving on. I'm just resuming reading the chat. This season of club meetings, oops, had a huge change made to it. Would have regretted releasing a demo. Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, yeah. I've considered releasing a second demo of Turquoise, which consists of the first 3 in-game days out of the 13 that I've written. But yeah, I wouldn't want to for exactly that reason, because it's still a work in progress. It's still I'm still I'm repeatedly going back over old things and making little changes here and there to make things fit together. If I and it feels like once I release something, it feels a little more final. It feels like it's harder to edit it after that. Anyway, Teaching for my fan comic Zoku Club Days featuring my OCs Erica's Yumi and Asuka. Looking forward to it. Yeah, there you go. Cage's guest stars Izumi, Ito, Rhea, and Gonzo. Okay. Saying here, I realize Asuka ship-based. Kenzo MC shipping, obviously, yeah. Once you get through the season, I'll tell you the major change. Ooh, okay. Ooh, something to look forward to. Oh yeah, and Sari's childhood friend Chara. How could I forget? Everyone loves Chara. Okay, these appear to be references I'm not getting. I'm showing. Seeing Ida, Rhea, and Gonzo. Yeah, I'm not getting the references. No, just analogs to actual characters. Chara equals MC, short for character. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. I get it now. Yeah. Moving on. I know Yuri and Sayori can definitely walk home from here, but you'll probably need a ride, Natsuki. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yuri does live nearby them, doesn't she? I think I need to use the washroom. I'm gonna be right back. And back again. Gonzo's Kenzo, etc. Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah. Okay, moving right along. Hang on a sec, Monica. Would you guys be interested in having a little holiday season celebration here tonight? Holiday season? Wait, where are we in the timeline here? You're going to be having one anyway, and you guys would be more than welcome. You know I'm in. I'd be in for that too. Natsuki and Yuri looking at each other here. We'll be in too, but first there's something we need to take care of at the school. Oh. I'm sorry, that's... So it's real life Christmas around this episode? Huh, okay. In 2021? Would it have been 2021, I suppose? Was, like, the original episodes were released... Like, season 1 episodes were released in 2020, I believe. Christmas 2020, yeah. I'm trying to... Yeah, okay, anyway. Okay, we're just gonna move right along here. We just take care of something at the school. Don't worry about giving us a ride. We'll just walk there and back. Yeah, I mean, they're canonically within walking distance. You guys just go ahead and start the party without us. It shouldn't take too long. And what are you guys doing? Nothing you need to worry about. Yuri, is it really nothing I need to worry about? Sorry, it's funny. This is the long pause. Yes, it's nothing you need to worry about. Well, alright then. Just don't get back too late and miss all the fun. Don't worry, we won't. Come on, Yuri, let's get going. Wonder what they're getting up to. Probably best not to ask. Or use one's partial omniscience to figure out. Uh-oh. Is Monica able to select what to look at? Christmas 2020, yeah. Trying to... What was I doing back then? I mean, that would put this after the release of Storm. That Storm was released in September 2020. Can you imagine the timeline where MatPat made theory videos for the DDLC mods he played? Oof. Yeah, I mean, it would depend on the mod. A lot of mods, I think, don't lend themselves to making theories, like they aren't that sophisticated. Some mods could be interesting to theorize about. She's able, but she wisely chooses not to here? Sure she does. I think there are some Storm emails coming in episodes soon. Yeah, I have to confess, I did accidentally see a reference to a Storm email. I was looking at the server. I was curious to see if anyone talked about my mods, and I did a search for Storm, and I accidentally saw a reference to that, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be looking at these. Anyway, moving right along. All is quiet in the student council room, but then some muffled voices are audible out in the hallway. Check this out. I got you some lockpicks for this. You shouldn't have those. It'll look suspicious if we get caught here. Yeah, but, we need to get through the door, and it's locked. You can tell from the... No need. Watch this. What? How did you... That's my secret. What did Yuri do? You just unlock the door without lockpicks? Well, don't expect me to be impressed or anything. Narrator, she was totally impressed. I won't, Sundra. Yo, shh. We're supposed to be sneaky right now. My wrath is only delayed. Get the door behind you. Done. Should they turn the lights on? This make things more obvious, I would think. She tampered with the locks by putting paper blockers in there early in the day. Yeah, okay. I wondered what the papers... there was a hint that the paper had something to do with the locks, but I wasn't clear on that. But, No idea how that works, but oh well. Okay, done. So now what? All their filing cabinets and shit are locked. Or are they? Yuri casually slides open a filing cabinet, discreetly stashing a piece of paper in her jacket pocket as she does so. How do you do these things? Never mind that. You should get going and look for whatever it is you think is going to help us. On it. 15 minutes later. I'm picky. There's so many FNF mods. I'm at Pat picked the freaking joke one to make a video on. Yeah. I've seen. I mean, periodically I'll peek at Code Air's streams. He regularly streams Friday Night Funking every Friday, and so I've seen parts of the DDLC like crossover mods for FNF. There's an impressive amount of work that goes into those. Like I was surprised. Like for an amateur work, there's some pretty cool stuff in there. It's the part where Yuri infiltrates the council room and then stands in the hall overthinking until the council comes back out. Aw, yeah. That was cute. Oh, I like that scene too? Yeah. Favorite Yuri moment. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. 50 minutes later. What is Natsuki expecting to find in here? Man, there's nothing that can help us here. Student council people are so boring. Well, I can't say I'm too surprised. I'm not really sure what it is you expected to find here in the first place. Except maybe a contrived reason for Natsuki and Yuri to be alone, maybe? Are they going to have a heart-to-heart now? I don't know, just something. Something that could help us get back to the way things were. Well, at least only I will know of your failure. That's because not even a side plot of the treasurer's crush on Yuri comes up there? Yeah. Was your guilty pleasure for DDLC mods? Guilty pleasure? I don't know. Guilty pleasure. I don't know. I mean, like earlier on, you know, like back in 2018 when I was new to modding and stuff, I made a point of playing every mod on the mod list. Yeah, I don't know. I had mixed reactions to them. I liked some, I disliked others. Nothing I would call a guilty pleasure. I mean, like I either liked them or I didn't. Didn't feel particularly guilty about any of them. Yeah, I don't know. Like I can say what my favorite mods are. Like my top favorite mods, like things like Dokis and Dragons, DDLC RPG, Yuri Parable, Magic Literary Hero, Natsuki Saves the Literature Club. I guess I can throw club meetings in there now. Now that I'm like, well, I'm only partway through it, but you know, it's pretty good so far. Yeah, they're just generally like pretty polished and put together, well-rounded mods. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know what to say further about that. Writing horribly cursed things and putting them in this mod. Speaking of which, episode 22 is next, isn't it? It is indeed. That will be tomorrow's episode, if all goes well. Anyway, moving right along. Well, at least only I will know of your failure. Our failure? You're totally an accomplice. I suppose I am. But in any event... We should get out of here before... What was that? Someone's moving around out there. Sounds like they're coming this way. Yeah, see, this is why you should have left the light off. It makes it less obvious. Like, it's dark out, and you're facing a window. Like, it's plainly obvious from outside the building that you're in here. I don't know, maybe it would have been more obvious if you had flashlights, but... It'll be around whenever tomorrow instantly, no more than 5:30? Okay, so that would be... Okay, so that sounds like it might be better if I do the stream earlier then. Yeah. I mean, not be here at 5:30, yeah. So at 5:30, like that's 8:30 for me, so like 8:30 p.m. So it's probably generally better for me to do like the stream maybe in the morning or early afternoon, and then I can go do the house thing afterward. would probably make sense. It will not take me so long to be available tomorrow. Yeah, do the stream whenever. Okay, cool. Anyway, moving on. Sounds like they're coming this way. We'll have to hide. There's just enough. Sorry. I'm laughing at the contrived reason to cram Yuri and Natsuki together into a cramped space in a closet. Or cabinet. Tropes, indeed. There's just enough room in that really tall cabinet. If we get in there, we should be able to... No, I am not doing that trope. What trope? A trope where there's like an enclosed space and two people have to hide in it who, we're out of time. Look, if it's too cramped, you just get in there. But where will you go? I'll manage, hurry up now. Natsuki hides in the cabinet. Yuri stands behind the angle of the entry door so as to be hidden behind it when it opens. Huh. Thought this light got turned off already. Custodian looks around briefly. Yeah, well, everything looks fine in here. There we go. Door closes and the custodian's footsteps echo down the hallway. Has he gone yet? Yeah, I think so. Come on, get out of here and get out of there and let's get going before something else happens. Yeah. Combat encounter music fades in. Must have been the wind, yeah. Oh my gosh, that was so silly. We were so close to being caught. We totally were. I can't believe you wanted us both to try and jam in that cabinet. You never would have both fit in there. Well, it was the best idea I had at the time. We were under a lot of stress and we weren't thinking clearly. Yeah, right. Yeah. It was kind of fun though. Yeah. This is the cute, like looking away from each other. Well, come on, let's go hit up MC's holiday party. Everyone else will be wondering where we are. All right. Yeah. I mean, hey, new music. But yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I know they're building up to the Natsuri thing, but like, I can't see Yuri making the first move. I think it's gonna have to be Natsuki, and Natsuki has like a lot of hang-ups about that. I don't know. I am curious to see how it plays out. Uncommon Yuri expression, yeah. There's an FNF mod, which I love. It's a live-action self-insert mod. It has some, say, ear attack joke songs, but I can't be mad at it. It's like a child handing you a crayon drawing. Huh. Interesting. It's a wonderful comparison, yeah. Yuri would know Natsuki has hang-ups about that also. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is true. It's yeah, it's a tricky situation for sure. Right, moving on. Hee, no fair, that was a surprise. How could it be a surprise? I was holding the mistletoe right over you. Hee, they sure are having fun, huh? Yeah, they are. So how did it go with you and Yuri at the school? You guys do whatever it was you're going to do? Well, both yes and no, really. But overall, I'd say it was a success. Huh. Okay, Natsuki watches Sari and MC collapse in a fit of giggling. Yeah, they're definitely pretty happy. Wish I could be that happy with someone. And Natsuki, I hope you get to be that happy with someone. I hope you get to be happy with someone. You deserve that kind of happiness, you know? Yeah. Oh. Oh boy, okay. We're cutting to Fuyuki here. Okay, this would mark the first time we've like had a scene with Fuyuki, aside from like text messaging Natsuki and dialogue referencing her. Have you seen anything of this kind in DDLC? Seen anything of this kind sorry, of what kind? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, are you still referring to the FNF mod? Live action self-insert mod? I mean, I have seen self-insert mods. I mean, aside from the Red Sky one that I mentioned, uh, the first one that comes to mind there is what's it called? Weathered World has a self-insert, as direct a self-insert as there can be in the mod. It's kind of thing. I feel sort of bad for the mod author because he's like everyone ragged on him for it, among other things. It was unfortunately a very poorly put together mod, um, and he did not take criticism well. But yeah, he inserted himself as a character, and he like kisses Monica. Um, it's just a lot to unpack in that. um, it's almost definitely not club meetings. Like a child handing you a crayon drawing. Yeah, no self inserts here. Since it's just here, Doki Doki Takeovers, like the DDLC FNF crossover, if that's what you mean. That's the one I was thinking of when I said the well put together mod. Anyway, moving right along. oh, oh God, sweetie, are you feeling all right? Okay, we're going to see Natsuki's mom as well. I'm fine, other than dying of cancer, Mom. You shouldn't say things like that. Do you want to call your sister? No, that's okay. I'm sorry your father and I know, it's okay, Mom. Don't beat yourself up, okay? Y'all make mistakes, it's alright. Are you sure you don't want to call her? I know she always makes you feel better. Yeah, but she's probably having a good time right now. I don't want to ruin it. Aw, sad. That's all for now. Oh, what a sad note to end on. Aw. Sure to email Monica her questions, etc., etc. You can also email her there to request access to the Discord server. Sure to check out the request file. Thanks for watching Club Meetings. See you next week. Oh, it booted me to the main menu. That happened last season as well, in the last few episodes for some reason. Okay, here we go. DLC mod where it's bad, but you understand how and by whom it was made. You can, sorry. Only awe at their attempt? Okay. So you're asking if a DDLC mod, which I thought was bad, but it was some made by someone I was like friends with in the community. I mean, yeah, there have been mods like that. I don't want to name them because it sounds mean. I mean, like, generally speaking, like I'll give my honest opinion of mods that I play. If there are things that I dislike about them, I'll say that I dislike them. I try not to to mince words about that sort of thing. I mean, I try not to be mean about it. Like, I try to keep my criticism constructive. Like, if I'm gonna say what I don't like, I'm gonna say what needs to change to improve it. And there's also important to recognize there's an important difference between I don't like this because it's bad, and I don't like this because this is my personal preference, but I can sort of see why someone else might like it. You know what I mean? But yeah, like no, like they're um yeah, for sure. There have been mods that I've disliked, and kind of just whatever, rather forget about it. But I'll still express my appreciation to the author uh, as a creative work, as a creative creative person. So it's like I'm not going to be mean to them about it. Um, but yeah, a mod made by a child which you find cute even if it's bad. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, that too. I mean, hey, I'm 41. I like to me, like it's the kind of thing where like after I hit my 20s, it's like anyone under 20 is a kid, and once I hit my 30s, like anyone under 30 seems like a kid, that kind of thing. So from my perspective, it's like all of them are made by kids. I mean, I'm sort of joking, but no, there are plenty of mods that yeah feel. I'm gonna say feel more kid-like than others, um, but like I want to, and I sort of see it as my duty to. Well, when I was as a moderator, I sort of saw it as my duty to foster a sense of creativity in the community and encourage people to tell their stories. And like it doesn't matter if you think it's bad, go write it anyway. It's part of the fun. Just mess around the sandbox. It's um yeah, like I can think of, like, there's a random incomplete demo where someone was writing a romance with Yuri, where it was obviously written by someone who had never been in a relationship before, and it was kind of cute in its own way. I don't want to name. This is one case I'd rather not name names. I don't even remember the name anyway. Frankly. Uh, no, it's yeah. It's whatever. Like everyone has their own starting point in like this sort of hobby, and um, everyone has to get experience somewhere. There are a lot of teenagers in the community. There are a lot of um, very inexperienced writers in the community, and this is their way of gaining experience. Um, like by getting into something which is it's it's because writing mods is relatively easy and straightforward. So yeah, you get a lot of inexperienced writers in there, and that's okay. I am all for like offering encouragement, and yeah. Anyway, any decision considerably with whatever you kid. I know, but yeah, write your silly mod and finish it. Finish it. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Doki Doki Onion Club, where the club just loves onions and talks about onions all the time. Fantastic. Go do it. Just finish it. Yeah. Yeah. The emphasis is on and finish it. Exactly. Don't do what I do and shelf your current project just because you have a new idea. Yeah. Don't do that, ProCube. Stop it. Finish something. Anyway, and gotta add Doki Doki Onion Club to Season 3 collection. Huh, it could be one of those mod within a mods, maybe. No, just sit back and observe. Not everything needs a reaction is a quote I think of often that strangely works very well in the situation. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I know that's a fair point in itself. I mean, like, plenty of mods, and frankly, the original DDLC frequently has they have too many lines of internal monologue stating their reaction to what happened instead of letting the dialogue speak for itself. I'm making an effort in Turquoise to have as little internal monologue as possible. I try to keep all the scenes to just dialogue. And in the case of yeah, actually, my last 3 months, Yuri's New Toy, End of the Literature Club, and Gay Lesbian Club, I made a point of taking out internal monologue entirely. It's all dialogue 100% of the time. I didn't go that far in Turquoise, but I'm making an effort to cut out internal monologue lines as much as possible and letting the dialogue speak for itself. I think it's more engaging, and I think it flows better that way. So yeah. There was a season 3 episode that kicked you back to the title screen. Good thing this reminded me to check. Haha, yeah. What should I do to make something that would need a bunch of art assets? Yeah. Yeah. Some of a true BG. I'm addicted to internal monologue. Michael leaves the... Are you, though? Addicted to internal monologue? There isn't a whole lot of it in club meetings, is there? Yeah. Anyway. Michael leaves the garlic club because there's too much drama. Natsuki believes shallots are onions. Yuri disagrees. It writes itself. Haha, yeah. It's funny. This is just like the chives debate. Monica, the effing leaks. It feels like I'm addicted to it. It's gonna look stuck between Shannon and or shallots. What is going on in this chat section? Anyway, I think this wraps up the episode. I'm gonna have to see if there's anyone to raid. Tomorrow's episode, I'm gonna try to start it early. We'll see how I do. It depends when I wake up in the morning, quite frankly. I'm bad at that sort of thing. Let's see. Okay, you know what? Afro Zero is doing a DDLC stream. What's he got going on here? That's okay. It's an ad. Is he doing another? It's okay. The description says Sarah's done. It's Yuri time now. Is it? Let's play voice acting. Is he? I know he was playing Our Castle Wellsport. I don't know what this is. This looks like some kind of flashback. It looks like Yuri is a child. I have no idea what mod this is. Okay. You know what? Let's give him a raid. Like I said before, that I just find raiding people who are playing for the first time is kind of passé now. I kind of wanted to find other players of mods to raid. Sorry, some more chat stuff here. And so they taking it about as seriously as the onion itself. Yeah, thanks, stream. Sure, you're not crying. It's just the onions. Want to see the drama of the onion community? Yeah. Welcome to the Literature Club player thing. Oh, okay. Is that what it is? All right. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. I haven't played it. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'll try to get an early start tomorrow. Probably be like an early afternoon thing. We'll see. But oh yeah, I guess I need to hit the raid button. That would be good. But yeah, thank you to everyone for watching. Yeah, another episode with a downer ending. That was sad. You know, Fuyuki suffering in her hospital bed and thinking she has to suffer in silence, so she doesn't hurt anyone else's fun. That's kind of sad. There's a lot of that in this mod series. All the downer endings. I'm hoping it's building to some happier resolution. I don't know. Well, I mean, we're gonna see, I guess. But that's all for now. Yeah, until next time.